ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The Justice Department has abandoned all criminal proceedings against the two co-defendants of President Trump in the classified documents case. It wipes out any legal issues that Walt Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira could have faced. On Capitol Hill, confirmation hearings have begun for HHS Secretary nominee Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who was interrupted by a protester when he told the Senate Finance Committee he's not against vaccinations.
News reports have claimed that I'm anti-vaccine or anti-industry. I am neither. I am pro-safety.
Kennedy has called vaccines unsafe. In opening remarks, though, he said all of his children were vaccinated. Former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez faces the possibility of 15 years behind bars when he's sentenced today for taking bribes. Federal Reserve wrapping up its interest rate meeting this afternoon, expected to keep interest rates the same. This is ABC News. Frontier Airlines today saying it's making a new offer to merge with Spirit Airlines. President Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, making a visit to Gaza today.
Witkoff is expected to inspect the Netzrim corridor. That's a 4-mile strip that separates North Gaza with the south. And under the terms of the ceasefire, Israeli troops on Monday withdrew from the two main roads along that corridor to allow Gazans to head north. And by Tuesday, more than 376,000 people had reached northern Gaza.
That's ABC's Britt Clennett in the region. An Israeli official says Hamas will release 3 Israeli hostages and 5 people from Thailand as a part of the ceasefire agreement. That release set for tomorrow. Emergency workers in Japan are still searching for the driver of a truck who completely was swallowed by a sinkhole. It's more than 30 feet across. A crane pulled out part of the truck, but the driver's compartment is still at the bottom. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
A controversial gun control measure was passed by a state Senate committee. Sponsors of Senate Bill 3 say it will enforce Colorado's high-capacity magazine prohibition. It prohibits the manufacture, distribution, transfer, sale, or purchase of firearms that accept detachable magazines. Rocky Mountain gun owners Ian Escalante spoke with Fox 31.
If this bill does make it to the governor's desk and it goes into law, RMGO will be waiting before the ink is dry to file a lawsuit. We will have this struck down in court. There's absolutely no way we can allow this to stand.
The Senate State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee passed the bill on a 3-2 vote, moving it to the full Senate for consideration. U.S. Northern Command is allowing federal immigration authorities to use Buckley Space Force Base in Aurora as a temporary processing and detention area. Northern Command says the base will serve as a location to stage, process, and hold those who are currently in the U.S. without proper documentation. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the 47 Morning Update.
Yeah, we're still seeing some delays into the foothills coming down Floyd Hill, westbound I-70, down through US 6 through the Veteran Memorial Tunnels, then opening up into Idaho Springs. Rock scaling is underway again today. Right now, all lanes are open. Construction down south coming out of Highlands Ranch along Santa Fe North, up from Highlands Ranch Parkway to almost C470 is really slow. Some backups in that area. I-25 coming from the Tech Center into downtown's been a little slow. 270 and southbound I-25 also from 58 coming into downtown through Spear. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
If you voted for Donald Trump, then you've got to start your day with the 47 Morning Update with me, Ben Ferguson. All the headlines from Trump's Oval Office, it's quick, it's bold, and it's unfiltered. So download the 47 Morning Update now wherever you get your podcasts.
When the wildfires struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Tomorrow night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
Frank Duran, the real estate man with RE/MAX Alliance. He is a certified negotiation expert, and he knows how to aggressively market your home.
With our specialized marketing knowledge, we aggressively implement the most advanced, innovative, and proactive marketing plan you will find anywhere.
For all things real estate, do not hesitate to call 303-920-1622 or get tips online at frankduran.therealestateman.com.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hurt in a car crash? Get John Fuller on your side. Call Fuller.com.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000.
I'm here, bro.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Helping you solve problems, answer questions, take a place, make your life a little easier, and we are doing it. Now, I'll be bringing Mark up in a minute here on his cam. I got to send him a link. I haven't done that yet, so I will do that for sure. And doing that right now. By the way, that's for those streaming. Welcome. But we're on KHOW and KRW Colorado Springs, and we are all over the place with you. And thanks for being here. Let's just go to the phones and try to answer every question you have. But there's a lot in the news today that I really want to talk about because it's very important right now. And it has to do with overreactions and trusts and all kinds of crap. People are so overreacting to things being done by the government, and it's natural. People, when I say people, I'm talking about those opposed to Trump's guidelines. Anyone who's in favor of it says it's wonderful. It's interesting to note, I'm not talking about this as a political entity, although Mark may want to chime in, he always does, but I'm talking about approval ratings alone show that he's entering the office with one of the highest approval ratings of any president. And Biden left with the lowest approval rating of any president. What do you think was so terrible? I think prices. It comes right down to prices. I mean, God, people we're so pissed at prices. But according to a national survey, and this is very important, these surveys are pretty damn accurate. What do you think was the main issue or the main issue they want Trump to address?
The border.
What's that? Actually, it's not. According to this survey, Trump...
What is the survey? I always ask is it an MSNBC survey?
No, Mark, it's called Morning Consult. And truly, let me say this. I have followed this for a long time, and they do surveys every day. They do for industry, for health, for politics, for trends, for brands. It's a very reliable source. Now, I will tell you at times I didn't agree with what they say, but they truly do have a scientific method of polling.
So it's Bloomberg.
I don't know if they're influenced by Bloomberg. Morning Consult? I don't know. What did you Google it?
Yeah, it comes up Bloomberg/Morning Consult polls.
Okay. Well, do you you think Bloomberg is a flaming liberal and therefore he's going to skew all of the polls? Is that right?
I would say
know.
there's definitely going to be
Mark,
a skew.
I mean, it wouldn't be.
there's
Let's put it this
definitely
way.
going
It
to be
wouldn't
a
be
bias.
strange, would it? It wouldn't be strange if people are skewed. But I
not at all.
I personally have found them to be okay. But then again, listen, what do I know? I mean, I didn't take the poll, but I've been following them for a long time. There were a couple times I said, "What? I don't get this." According to Morning Consult, the Trump voters, these are not, or actually, I shouldn't say that. It's percentage of voters, not Trump voters. Percentage of voters say right now what they want him to do in office right now is bring down the cost of goods, 79%. Bring down the cost of goods. 73% say make healthcare more affordable. Then, Mark, number 3, 52% stop illegal immigration. So the top 3.
What do you think happens? Just I want to ask you this. So someone is polling people and they call up a true Trumper, a Trump supporter, 51% of the country, and they ask that question. I have no idea how they, worded the question, but however they asked, it's fine. Do you think they're going to say the honest truth of what they're thinking? Do you think they want to be called a racist by saying the border's number one? Well, I just don't trust any of these polls.
Well, obviously polls crap in, crap out. But just so you know, they have, when they take polls, they do have a way to look at a median and what's called the thread of truth. I've often said this when researching.
Whoa! Then how come every single poll was wrong on the outcome of the election? Every swing state poll, every national poll. Why was that?
Mark, I am not talking about political polls. I'm talking about polling in general. Okay, in general, there's something called a thread of truth. That if you talk to enough people, no matter how much they try to BS you, there's always a central or common line of truth, a majority report. Now, whether or not the people who gather these polls want to interpret that and give comment is one thing. Definitely, I believe polls can be skewed the way you ask questions, can be skewed the way you report results, and can be skewed. They can be. I'm not doubting that. And lately, a lot of political polls have been dead wrong. So I think on this most recent election, for example, they showed such a tight race. My God. So in that case, I do believe people don't want to tell pollsters the truth. They're pissed off at pollsters, and they kind of think you don't really want to hear the truth anyway. And I think they relish and they're happily giving false information. Again, that could happen. All I'm doing is giving the results. I think this is pretty credible. Bringing down the cost of goods and services, number 1, I think that's probably accurate. Number 3 being stopping illegal immigration, I think that's pretty accurate. Making healthcare affordable, I'm not sure of that. I mean, they're saying it's right behind bringing down inflation. Now, there are a lot of people who are struggling with healthcare. I mean, to them, having a so-called affordable health care is not affordable at all. It's ludicrous. They subsidize a lot of plans, but most of them, if you have any kind of a job, you're going to have a $6,000 deductible. It may as well be $100,000. I mean, if a kid breaks his arm and he's working, is he going to come up with $6,000? So I don't mean working because that would be workers' comp. But anyway, so reducing the federal deficit, the budget deficit, a lot of people, that's right behind stopping illegal immigration, 1% behind. Reducing the federal budget deficit, a lot of people misinterpret national debt with budget deficit, two different things. But you would be shocked at how many so-called intelligent people consider them one and the same. A national debt is an accumulation of debt we have from notes and from deficits over the years. And that national debt will never be paid off, ever. In fact, it grows every year from every administration, and it will never be paid off. In fact, a lot of the debt is paid to foreign entities. It will never, ever, ever be paid off. And for a large part of life, it's artificial. I could get into that, but I don't want to. No one's expecting it to be paid back. Everyone likes the interest. And really, it is a way of the world. In fact, I don't want to get into it. But anyway, reducing the deficit, though, simply means the money you take in, you spend, and you don't accumulate debt. You don't spend more than you're taking in. Again, that the Trump administration is really trying to do that. I mean, they're offering severance packages to federal workers they don't want around anymore. They've stopped a lot of ridiculous fundings until they can reevaluate them. You know what's really funny? People say they want to reduce debt, they want to reduce deficit spending, and as soon as he starts questioning these grants and these charitable giveaways and these federal government fundings, everyone comes unglued. But think about it. They all got their money for this year. He's just saying, do we want to continue this in the future? People just go crazy. But anyway, you want to talk about true inflation ending? That's what it is. The next thing, countering the influence of foreign adversaries. I don't understand that. That's 48%. They want to counter the influence such as TikTok and others who they believe are hurting this country and trying to undermine and take over the country, mainly online and through social media. By the way, stopping illegal immigration was 52% of the electorate. Now, what's funny is 42%, 10% less, but still high on the docket, they want to deport them. See, a lot of people want to stop the influx, but don't necessarily want to deport. Now, reducing the number of legal immigrants even, that's up around 39%. So they don't even want to, they want to stop illegal immigration. They want to deport illegal citizens, or whatever you call them, undocumented citizens, illegal immigrants. Then they even want to reduce the number of legal immigrants you let in. Now, I don't know why. I mean, I think the country runs fine with immigrants. I think it's the criminals and the cheaters and the liars that make it bad for everyone. But if there was a legal path to citizenship for hardworking people that fill jobs that a lot of Americans don't want, I think there's nothing wrong with it.
So all those people that waited in line and did it the right way for 5, 7, 10 years, forget about it, right?
What did you just hear me say? I just said, I think if someone is here legally and wants to be a citizen, there's nothing wrong with that if they're hardworking people. So how is that at odds with what you just said?
Because people fill out paperwork, come here legally, come here on a work visa, come here to do something, not just cross the border illegally and, get a free hotel and a bus ride somewhere, back in the day at least.
Well, all I'm saying is the people who are here working hard, not criminals, and want a path to citizenship should be given one. What's wrong with that? I mean, not everyone. No, you don't want prisoners. You don't want
because
criminals.
That invites everybody in the world to come here and cross the border without filling out the proper paperwork.
I'm talking about the situation that we were dealt. I'm not talking about inviting people to come illegally and then becoming a citizen. I'm not talking about that. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm saying dealing with the current situation. If there are people that should be deported, deport them. If there are people who want to work hard, have a family, and are doing no crime, contributing to Social Security, paying their taxes, and if they're living legally except for the entry, and they want a path to citizenship, I don't see a harm in giving it to them. I'm not saying that they get priority over anyone else. I mean, there may be a path. I'm talking about there are good people in that massive illegal immigration.
I'd agree that with military service, a good background check, 4 years in the military, then carve them a pathway.
Now, as far as foreign aid, a lot of people wanted to, 35%, not a lot, 35% want to stop foreign aid. Extended tax cuts. 29% want more tax cuts for corporations. Regulating tech companies, 26%. Tariffs, 23% are in favor of tariffs. And expanding the United States through any means possible, 16%. Now, that's because of the recent talk with, the Icelanders or whatever. So welcome to the show, people. I don't mean to, I just think it's good to see what's on people's minds. I got to take a break, and then we're going to go to David. He has a problem with Lodge Casino. And then anyone else who has a call, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Joe Chiano's in with us today, financial planner, mainly deals with annuities, fixed indexed annuities, because he believes those secure investments, guaranteed income, is appropriate at a certain time in your life, and you should explore them. And we'll talk about his event he has coming up. 303-713-8255, waterpros.net, the best water systems at the lowest prices anywhere bar none. And I'm telling you, right now, you want protection from forever chemicals. He's got a system that can do that and condition all of your water for just like $34.95. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
Investors trying to make sense of the markets look to diversify out of the craziness. Listen to The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels right here on KHOW, Sundays at 9 a.m. Tune in for Kenny's insights and The Gold Show this Sunday at 9 a.m.
Hey, if you want to be a landlord without the conventional risks or hassles, you want to look into Vistara Investments. Now, I know Barry Miller personally, and he was an esteemed real estate broker, still is, who he actually invented the buyer broker. Then he went around the country researching markets where rentals were still viable. Colorado's not a good market. California's a terrible market. New York's a terrible market. But he has other pockets in the country that grow in value and have high rents, high rates of return on your investment. He counsels you what to buy, and when to sell, all for for reduced commissions. And then he hooks you up with a management company, no added on fees for that. He gets the best management companies for you. And they even take your phone calls and they let you become a landlord. It's not a pooled investment, by the way. Each property is owned by you. You can do as many or as little as you want. Find out more, okay? MyBiggestReturn.com. And he means it. 30 to 80%. MyBiggestReturn.com. You know, Red Rocks Roof and Solar is a company we love because they do solar. Somebody asks, well, are these tax credits still going to be good? Yes. Nobody's touching those tax credits. I mean, everyone in the administration loves them. Red Rocks Roof and Solar does the installation, the service, and the sales. They do it all. And they can help you maximize your investment. In fact, if you're a commercial business, they can help you get it paid for 100%. Find out more. And that is redrocksrs.com, redrocksrs.com. And the number is 303-704-2449. Now, on a note on that, 888heating.com, people we've known, Garrett and his team, for more than 20 years on the referral list, they do high-efficiency units. They do hybrid units, too, that can switch to electricity when solar is plentiful and back to gas when it's not. Or they can do straight high efficiencies, whatever you want. They have the best prices. And here's the great part. If you couple it with a solar system, you can actually get a tax credit on the entire total. Find out more from Red Rocks Roof and Solar and then call 888heating.com for high efficiency replacements or the deep clean for just $45. 303-770-2776, 888heating.com, 770-2776.
Yep.
Andy,
I think for some reason, and I don't know why, I want you to look at this. For some reason, the light got too bright. Now, I reset that camera to -3 as it was, but it seems to be brighter now, and I don't know why. Yeah, why? Can you turn that down right now, do you think? You want to try it now or not? I mean, we're on the air, and we can see it live.
I can't get my camera to work, dude.
Why, Mark?
It works with everything. Everything. I can zoom, I can do everything. But it says, camera access requested timed out. Did you accept camera permissions? If you have an NDI tool installed, try reinstalling it. I mean, that's the error I get. I see it perfectly in Ninja, but then when it tries to join the room, I get that error every single time.
Let me see it then. Let me look at your link. I can look at it and see. I don't know, but it works at the studio every day, doesn't it? It's weird.
Yeah, it works fine. No problem at the studio.
I wonder why your camera would be different. You're using okay. I don't know. Maybe I create a link for that one at home and have a separate.
Let me reboot. I'm gonna reboot. Hold on.
What do you think now?
Got an echo too.
No, it didn't come up yet on there. It takes about 20 seconds, but. Now, why do you think maybe those kids touch? Fuck them.
The position of the camera has changed. It's evidenced by things that I noticed.
Well, why has it changed? So, okay. Well, that light's out over there. So, but how did it change? I mean, the tripod's in the same place. Then maybe it, huh?
Either the screen or the camera. Those are the only two.
Well, okay, I know this has it. I know this hasn't. This could have been because remember I told you it was reset and I had to zoom back, but I assumed the tilt and pan were the same.
It's a little bit still because now we're getting the other reason
they don't look that bad because of the star background. Okay.
Now the other reason that your exposure is off is we're having the jacket are much darker than they typically are.
Okay.
So the camera.
My skin is changing again back to normal too.
I totally noticed that.
Yeah.
And so if you.
I'm actually, I'm not supposed to, but I'm looking healthier right now.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, the poisons are draining out of me.
Now, the reason the exposure is still low is because what's called the exposure value of the shot has now changed because of your dark jacket. The jacket is making.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
So you could try to mitigate that a little bit by at least unzipping the jacket.
Why aren't you guys seeing the cam on Discord? I don't know why. I have the camera up. Not seeing the cam. That's funny. I see it here in a little preview. I wonder why it doesn't.
iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show, folks. What's going on? Let's go back to the phones and do what we can do for you. David, what's going on with you, David?
Yes. Oh, hi, Tom.
Hey, man. What's happening?
I wanted to let you know that I'm a gambler, and I like going to Black Hawk and going to the casinos, driving up there, eating at the restaurants, playing slots, playing video poker. For me, it's a good time.
Yeah, a lot of people like it.
I had an issue. Oh, yeah. So one of the places I really liked was the Lodge Casino. I liked the restaurants there. I liked the promotions they did. I liked the people that I met there. So I decided to play a lot more there to try to get to what they call a VIP card level in their Players Club.
Yeah.
So I had to play about 60,000 coin through, and I was successful. I got a call from a host at their Players Club saying, hey, come on in. We'll tell you about your benefits. You get free play. You get special drawings, sports tickets. The day I went up there, though, I went to get my new card. I was at the front desk, and a gentleman by the name of Ben White, who was a general manager, approached me, and he had his head of security and 3 other gentlemen. They surrounded me.
What?
And they said...
They surrounded you?
Yes.
Were you with Marc Mager?
They surrounded me. I don't know who he is.
Major, Marc Mager, my co-host here. Anyway, it was
No,
a joke.
I was not.
It was a
No.
joke, and it goes way. It's an inside joke. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. So he came and just said and gave me a trespass letter that said this is a formal notice that you can no longer come on our property.
Oh my God, they're
And
kicking you
why?
out.
Yes, they kicked me out.
They don't like
I have
you.
never had an issue with. They do not like me for some reason, for sure.
Well, wait a minute.
And
did this come out of the blue, bro? Out of the blue?
Out of the blue. I have never had an issue with being talked to from anybody at the lodge or any other casino. That's just what it is. I was actually going up there expecting to talk to a host to explain some of my benefits, but he did. Said, I asked, why is this occurring? He says, you just need to leave immediately or you will face arrest, which I did. I left that night. About a month later, I emailed Ben White, the manager, and said, why was I kicked out? I mean, I had spent a lot of money to attain this level. And he says, you are an advantage player. And I don't know what that means.
Neither
to
do
me,
I.
it just seems like some dirty word to say, you're a bad person. And I feel like I play a lot of video poker where the casino doesn't make a lot of as much money. And they said, well, this guy just got a VIP card level. I don't want to give him the free buffets, the free play.
I wonder if Marc,
So they
are
just
you
kicked me
listening
out,
to
so
this?
I can't go in there and collect it.
Marc, no, okay.
Yeah,
so,
I'm listening.
Hold on. Both Marc and Dimitri, you guys go up there. What do you think?
Well, I don't go up there. I haven't been there since they first opened the casinos, but I know what an advantage player means. And that is somebody who is suspected of using some sort of a system, not cheating, and a perfectly legal system to increase their advantage. So, for example, card counting would be one of those. That would be considered an advantage player. So it's not against the law.
What, Tom,
but
what
the
I was
casinos don't want
using-
people like that.
So they can basically say, get the hell out?
Mm-hmm. Now, I think our caller...
Tom, I've been playing there for 10 years. They could have said that at any time or told me not to do it. What I was playing is a game called Ultimate X Video Poker, and Video Poker has an advantage for the casino. There's no way I can beat that. I mean, you could go up there and sit on it.
Yeah,
and play
okay,
it,
so why
and
do
they can
you...
say you're
Let me just ask you, why do you think they kicked you out, man? Bottom line.
So in January, I was playing a game called Ultimate X where you play twice the amount of coin, and if you get a good hand, you get a multiplier for the next one. So I got dealt a flush, which means on the next hand, I get an 8 times multiplier on 10 different rows, and just luckily, I got dealt like 4 of a kind. So I won like $7,500 on a video poker machine. And that's normally unheard of. It was a really good hit. So I feel like they're holding that against me, saying, you won money against us. But it was just
Marc,
pure luck.
Marc, does
randomness.
this sound
I
right
mean,
to you,
I can't
man?
go up there.
Marc, chime in here, man.
Does what part sound right?
Like that they would kick him out for winning.
Yeah, sure. If he's cheating,
This
I
is-
don't think he
I'm
was
not-
cheating.
How much did you win, David?
I'll just back off now.
It was like around 8,000 because it was a 10 play. But then I looked at what I've won for the rest of the year between the two properties. They also own the Gilpin. And it shows I've only lost, I ended up with a net winning of like 6,000. So I lost $3,000 off that one big
All
win.
right, Marc, I don't want
So,
you to
I mean,
back
I
off
did
because
get
Marc
really
does
lucky.
probably more gambling than any of us. And I don't mean that in a reckless way, but what do you think's going on, Marc?
I think he was playing something else, either blackjack or some kind of table game at some point, and he was either counting the shuffle, counting the cards, something along that. I find it almost impossible that they did this because of video poker. Literally impossible.
It was video poker. I do not play. I don't know what you're talking about on the other table games. It was video poker, and I also
Well, then
played
I don't know what to
Did
say,
they
man. They
give
have
you-
the right to
did they
boot you,
give
but
you
I've never heard of anybody taking advantage of a video poker machine.
Did they
never
give-
heard it. It's like taking advantage of a slot machine.
Did they ever give you
a
reason, or an official reason?
Yeah, being an
Yes,
advantage
he said
player.
I was an advantage player in an email, but I was never spoken to in the 10 years. And I also play video poker at all the other ones like Monarch, Ameristar, Horseshoe, everything next door. They all offer this video poker.
So can you
variant
still go
with
to all the
Ultimate
other
X.
casinos?
Yes. every other casino in Blackhawk and
So
Temple
then,
City.
Look, it's a private institution. They can kick them out for any reason they want, except for certain things like color.
Right. Or,
But then
or whatever's
why
covered
did
by
they
the
wait
law.
for me? If I was doing anything, why did they wait for the entire year to kick me out?
See, this
the
is
day
where
that their host
hold
called
on.
me and
You
said,
know, you
"Congratulations."
typify something that I want to go over after the break. And when I say typify, it's not unreasonable. And I want to I'm going to talk about this. Hang on. I'm Tom Martino. This guy had a good question. We're going to address it plus more. Give us a call, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. And I have to tell you that Frank Duran, the real estate man, is your advantage if you're looking to sell your house. Because before you even list, he'll do a complete analysis, honest, good, forthright, free, and he'll go over every element that will price your house. And it's unique on its own. 303-920-1622, frankdurantherealestateman.com.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by the 47 Morning Update.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a crash on the Boulder Turnpike coming out of Broomfield. It's going to be westbound near Flatirons, and it does appear to be backing up traffic to about the Northwest Parkway, so a bit of a distance in there, about a mile or so, very slow-moving traffic. Other than that, it is light out here. We've had some slowing on I-25 coming up out of the Tech Center, 270 up to Vasquez. Construction down out of Highlands Ranch along Santa Fe, northbound at Town Center. Still has some backups. That's just south of the C-470 interchange. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
If you voted for Donald Trump, then you've got to start your day with the 47 Morning Update with me, Ben Ferguson. All the headlines from Trump's Oval Office. It's quick, it's bold, and it's unfiltered. So download the 47 Morning Update now wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, Sheridan Auto Tech is really a great place. Not just because they're honest, but they're also skilled, have experience, longevity. They treat their customers like family. They have a convenient location. They'll do up to 1 hour free diagnostics depending on what it is. They don't have to tear it apart, that is. And they are great people. Look, when it comes to auto repair, you want someone you can trust. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. Thank you for waiting for me on that.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, we're not...
The exposure looks better.
Yeah, that's the minimum setting on that light fixture.
We can always move it back too, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to?
It's up to you.
It depends on what colors you're going to wear in the future. Are you going to keep wearing dark?
No, not necessarily. I'm not.
Then I recommend we don't mess around with it because we had a dot.
Okay, let me just see some here. I'm going to take this down.
You should see a change if you unbutton it a little bit.
You can do this. I just didn't want to.
I understand.
Yeah. How long does it take to show up for you? Oh, anyway, it won't matter. I'll see it when I'm unbuttoned.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
See, that's better already.
You're the one that you're the one that sees shit like that, man. I mean, you got that eye, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
well, it's true.
Thank you. That's
so,
good, yeah.
What should we do for what? The same thing we did the other day, or no, that was breakfast. You don't like sandwiches, but I'll get you the salad.
Oh yeah, whatever.
This. Oh, I know what I wanted to do too. Hold on. How much time do I have? My wife says, "Do not forget this."
7 minutes.
Really?
No, 3 minutes.
I always have to make sure I don't snag.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I did some research during the break. I talked to my boyfriend, and I also did some searching. According to my boyfriend, and I tried to get a female voice, but I can't, so ChatGPT is my boyfriend. I used to have a girlfriend, co-pilot, but she sucks. I should put that another way. She's not very good. And then Gemini doesn't have voice at all. Gemini is the worst AI there is. ChatGPT has been my number one so far. I haven't tried Deep Search yet, the Chinese spy app. I haven't tried that one. So, Mark was right. They can do anything they want, basically. They just can't break the law. Meaning, if you're of a certain religion, you can't come here. Certain color, you can't come here. So, obviously, they don't do that. Here's what they say, bro, and I want you to hear this. And you typify every consumer, practically, we've ever talked to about problems. And I don't mean that as a put down. You're right on track but I'm going to tell you this first, and then I'll tell you what you typify. First and foremost, they can ban you for no reason. They can ban you because they don't like you. Okay? They can. They can do anything they want. Now, an advantage player is someone who can do card counting, or they suspect will, even if they don't do it accurately. Hole carding, meaning you spot a hold card that the dealer exposed in a inadvertent way, not on purpose. Shuffle tracking. I have no idea what that means, but you can actually eye where the cards go. Bonus hunting, that you exploit casino offers, free play, or match bonuses to gain an edge. Video poker strategy. If you win too much on a video machine and they sense a slight advantage to the player and not the house, they can discontinue. Dice control, attempting to throw a certain way. Edge sorting, identifying tiny card imperfections to determine the values. So they have a house edge and they don't want anything that will chip into it. If a player consistently beats the house, they are no longer allowed back. They just are not. What rights do you have?
Okay.
You have no rights. Casinos have the right to refuse service for any reason. They're private businesses. They can ban anyone for any reason except for the race, gender, disability, blah, blah, blah. They do not have to prove anything. They don't even have to have a reason. Many casinos share player information, so you may find you're going to be banned at other places. And tribal versus government and public are private, will allow them to do anything they want. Tribal is under no one's control. And state-owned require a formal process. So, and, you know, like in Jersey and stuff. Basically, that's done. That's it. It's 100%. Now, you ask something that a lot of people do ask. Well, why didn't they talk to me? Or why didn't I hear this? Or why wasn't it consistent? Or why wasn't it? And you're expecting logic, and you're expecting what's called continuity or consistency in process. That is not a legal requirement.
Okay, I hear you, Tom.
So, I mean, I'm just giving you the raw information. Fighting this is going to be useless. It really is. Totally useless.
Okay.
The W-2G form. Did they misrepresent something
that
on
was
the tax report?
So in January, when I won that big hit on that video poker machine, they gave me a W-2G. The next day when I went home, the name on that W-2G was for a different person.
It was a mistake.
I was concerned that it was a mistake. So I was concerned that my personal information, which had my home address and my social security number, was sent out.
Okay.
And somebody else had received my W-2.
And if it was?
So I had to contact Colorado. I guess it was. I had to contact the Colorado Division of Gaming to say, hey, I want the other person to bring back my W-2G.
They don't have to.
I return.
Well, we just answered his question why this is why they kicked him out. He was being a pain in the ass to him.
Listen, man,
He called
I'm
the
gonna tell you
gaming
something.
commission, dude.
I want to tell you something, okay? Bringing back your W-2 or whatever is not going to keep you safe. It's already been exposed. So really, you know, I know what you're doing, man. You're trying to get a pound of flesh, and it's just not. Look, I don't want you disliking me, but I got to be honest with you. It's not going to work. Okay, you're not going to get them to return it. You have no special rights to get it returned. It was a mistake, and the only recourse you have is if there are damages. But you're required to mitigate those damages by doing a credit freeze or an alert or something like that. Now, I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I promise you, you do not have any special rights.
Okay, I kind of consider that a separate issue, but I guess the way you guys are saying it, you're saying that I was poking the bear.
No, I didn't
deserve
say
to
that.
be
Mark
kicked
said
out.
that, and that could be true. I don't care about that, but that could be.
Whoa. I didn't say you deserve to be kicked out. I'm saying when you call the gaming commission on a casino, your name gets on a list pretty damn quick, dude.
A data breach of my financial information is.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you the facts.
Really important to me.
Listen, a data breach is important, but I'm going to explain something to you, whether you like it or not. A data breach is only injurious if there is a data breach that causes you harm or damages. To call the Gaming Commission was correct. You can call them and say there was a data breach and I want them to return my W-2. Now, they're never going to make somebody return a W-2, but it was proper to call if you were upset about the data breach. That's very proper to do that. But what they did was said, this guy's a pain in the ass, and you're trying to make the case that if it was reasonable for me to call the Gaming Commission, they should not lash out against me. But I'm going to tell you something. They did. I mean, do you understand that we watch too much TV where we think we have rights where we don't? You could bring a lawsuit against them.
No, I hear you, Tom. You make sense.
You know, and I don't mean to shoot you down. I know you called me for help, but my help is telling you the truth. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Compass Insurance will do an insurance checkup on you to make sure you're not overinsured, underinsured, maybe paying too much, or maybe you have a great deal, and they'll tell you the truth. 303-996-9000, theinsurancehelpcenter.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the 47 Morning Update.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a crash on the Boulder Turnpike coming out of Broomfield. It's going to be westbound near Flatirons, and it does appear to be backing up traffic to about the Northwest Parkway. So a bit of a distance in there, about a mile or so. Very slow-moving traffic. Other than that, it is light out here. We've had some slowing on I-25 coming up out of the Tech Center, 270 up to Vasquez. Construction down out of Highlands Ranch along Santa Fe, northbound at Town Center. Still has some backups. That's just south of the C-470 interchange. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
If you voted for Donald Trump, then you've got to start your day with the 47 Morning Update with me, Ben Ferguson. All the headlines from Trump's Oval Office. It's quick, it's bold, and it's unfiltered. So download the 47 Morning Update now wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you need a reverse loan? Yeah, I'm serious. CMG Mortgage with John Clace, they're doing reverse loans. They're also doing the smartest home loan you can get. A fluid line of credit, borrow it up, pay it down. That's called the all-in-one loan. I call it the liquid loan. Call my friends. CMG Mortgage, still going strong, and people I've known for many, many years. 303-577-7206. 303-577-7206. That's John Clay, CMG Mortgage, and you can also find him at referralist.com. Why is Zero Res the only company I will have do my carpets in my home? I'm going to tell you why. Because they use nothing but purified, super softened water. And I'm telling you, it's the best cleaning agent in all of nature. I love them. And right now, have 2 rooms cleaned, starting at $109, and you get 2 free. Think about that. And $75 off air duct cleaning. They can also do tile and grout and upholstery. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. ZeroResDenver.com. Now, Zero Res spelled backwards or forwards, you get the same results. No residue, a healthy home. 303-471-5150.
Yep.
Mark, they didn't send me February's yet, did they? Or did they? Did I not? Did I send you a February? Let me just see.
I got to check, but I thought you did.
I got a February.
I would assume.
Yeah, I got a February. I sent them. Yup, I did it. Sorry. Thank you. Yep, I just didn't know where to find them. I did. I want to see my Discord buddies. Do you guys see me? Okay, so you guys do see me? We're going to have it our little secret. Hey, Mark, did that other link work? I didn't go look yet.
Yeah, it's my camera.
Oh, damn it. Why do you think?
I have no idea. I'm sure I've got a security setting or something.
Okay.
I got a new PC. I just got to figure it out.
Oh, really? Did you get a laptop?
Nah, mini.
Oh, cool. Yeah, just let me know if I need to. Use the original link, though. That one I gave you is just temporary. But if you can use the original link, do it. If not, let me know, and we'll do a whole special thing. So Do you guys see me? Just give me a thumbs up, bro. I see you there. Because if not, I'll just turn it off. I can't really keep the mic on though. That's the problem. But I just want to know, do you guys see me on there? On Discord? Morons, please.
Tom, I'm just worried that you're starved for attention. Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just perfect.
Right. Just checking on you.
Perfect.
Always worry about you.
Perfect.
Stand by.
Station 630 KHOW.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jordan Keano's with us. Hey, Jordan, I want to ask you something. The event is coming up tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, yeah. We pushed it out a couple weeks because we had such a high demand that we wanted to get the right hotel set up, Tom. So we're going to be pushing it out a couple more weeks. And we're going to have
it's not. Wait. Let me get this straight. So it's not tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. It's not tomorrow, no. So thank you for asking. Yes, no, it's going to be. We're going to have it about 2 weeks from tomorrow. And we'll get the exact dates and everything set up, but still, mymoneymyway.com. Anybody can go to the website, see the updated calendar for the seminar, or if they just want to meet on a one-on-one consultation that's absolutely complimentary, they can do that as well.
Bro, what's the new date right now?
We're waiting for the hotel, Tom, so I can't give you a hard date at the moment.
Okay.
But it's looking at, like I said, we're going to be like the second week of February.
Okay, second week of February.
So somewhere, yeah, so probably right around the 13th or 20th.
You know, this is a tough time of year.
Third week.
It's a tough time of year right after the first to get people out on stuff. I think that has something to do with it a bit. Also, but it's really something you have to be in person for because you're going to show the movie, right?
Correct, you got it. We're going to show the movie, show some real numbers, and that way people can go with an open mind, ask questions, and not feel any pressure at all. Sometimes people feel like going into an office. They might get nervous. Well, this is a group setting. Great questions, great people to be around.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and let me know when you have a date, but you can go to mymoneymyway.com if you want to have a private consultation, or you can call them at 303-779-6600. They have two primary products, fixed indexed annuities and overfunding life insurance. Both of them have different places in your portfolio depending on your age, your income, your objectives, and your goals, all of that. But they're all low risk, really, really low or no risk. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Yep.
Thank you. How do I pronounce him? Joe Keano.
Hi, Lee. This is Bo at the Troubleshooter Show.
Make sure he knows he's on the air.
So, hey, got your text yesterday about coming over and looking at this American Restoration job on Saturday.
Okay.
So, I have a question. Is it possible we can bring a rock along, too?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Let me check.
Oh, I got to order.
tough, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I'm here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. So is Major Marc Mager sitting in the house. And where's Suze? Is she lazing today or what? Anyway.
Nope, she's in the other room working.
Okay, and then we have, I think, Bo in the studio. Bo?
Hello there.
Hey,
I'm
Bo.
ready to help.
Got
I want a case.
Got Deputy D over here. D, thank you for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having
All
me.
right, any of you guys have cases you want to follow up quickly? You had some resolved. I don't know if you brought them up when Mark did the show or not. Did you?
I offered to, but we were so busy.
Okay, so let's talk about some, and I'll go right to the phones, but real quick, pick a case, because you had some really good ones.
Yeah, you may recall that a few months ago, a lady by the name of Roberta called us because she lost $7,800 on her Wells Fargo debit card.
And they said it was not fraud.
Yeah, they actually denied her claim, and then she asked them to reinvestigate. She appealed the denial. They supposedly reinvestigated that and denied it again.
Ah, crap.
So she was out $7,800, but we developed a really great resource.
Okay, so she's still out the money then?
Well, listen to this and get ready to be happy. I just got an email from her over the weekend saying that the resource that told us that he's going to help with it, this is their press affairs guy, he asked the investigating department to reinvestigate this matter. They immediately found that Roberta was in the right, and they credited her account a little.
Oh my God!
$7,800 some dollars.
Oh my goodness! No crap!
Yeah, Wells Fargo of all places.
So Mark, isn't that great news? My gosh, that woman thought she was out.
Massive, good job.
Yeah.
Man,
Mark?
thought, okay, I used to have my dinger handy.
Good,
but
Dimitri.
Thanks, Bo.
Since my new configuration, I can't, and Mark makes fun of me, everything's perfect on the technology side, except I can't get my sound effects to go through this board for some reason, and they're not being picked. Do it. Thank you, bro. I give the dinger to D. We should call him Deputy Dinger. He has so many of them. But anyway, Bo, do you have any?
I have this one I'm working on from last Friday. Her name is Irene. She called in about her furnace, and this lady has not had heat since November.
Oh, that's right. Is that a true story? Did you go out there?
Yes, I went out there Saturday afternoon. She had 5 companies come out there, and basically every one of them said you cannot get parts for the furnace. And one of the companies...
Is that true?
No, it's not true at all. It's an 80% furnace. It's a train. I looked it up over the weekend. I can get practically every part for the furnace. But the problem is yes?
I just want to ask a quick question. Did any of those companies that told her they can't get parts and she has to replace it, were they on my referral list?
She only gave me 3 companies, and they were not, but there were 2 others she's trying to send me paperwork on.
All right. So keep going.
But this is what I want to say. One of the people went out there and pulled all the wires out. Oh. They pulled everything out, and it looks like a bowl of spaghetti inside the furnace.
You know why they did that, right?
All the wire.
You know why they did that?
Sure, they wanted to try to disable it.
Well, it's called
so it couldn't be repaired.
It's called the savior complex. Yeah, they want to put you in a situation where you need them to be their savior. Hey, I'm looking up the call.
Right.
What is her? What was her name? She called in.
Her name is Irene. She called on 124. I think it was in the 11 o'clock
hour.
Got
it. Thank you.
And she's had no heat for over 6 months.
Can the wiring be repaired?
Earlene I have down, but okay. So it's not Earlene, it's Irween?
It's Erleen, Earlene.
Got it. Okay, thank you. I corrected that.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I got a list of all the parts that I could possibly put in. But the wire, everyone that screwed up the wiring is a little beyond my capability. So I have a friend that's going to come out. I'm going to go back over there this week and try to trace it out. And I'm going to try to get her furnace going because she only gets $300 a month Social Security. She's got her daughter and 2 grandkids living with her, and they huddle in the bedroom, all of them together at night to stay warm. They have some electric heaters going on, but I think I can get the furnace going. But for those people that say it needed to be replaced because the parts are not available, is not true. I mean, the furnace is only 15 years old, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it other than one of the contractors that came out to try to sell her a new one that basically disabled it.
Okay, I want to know something. How old is it?
It's about 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, but that, to be fair, sometimes I know people don't have the money, but to be fair, sometimes it isn't worth fixing unless they're minor parts, right, Bo?
Yes. You're right. In fairness, it's old. It should be replaced, but she doesn't have the $9,000. She got quotes from $7,500 to $9,000, so that's why I want to try to help her and get her going.
I get it. And I thank you, man.
She
That's
just
great.
can't.
So
I have one more.
You go. Okay, go. Well, let me take a call first, and we'll go back to you. I really appreciate it, Bo. Crystal, what's going on?
Yes, I wanted to elicit some help on a car towing scam that happened to my family. We had a vehicle that, unfortunately, the registration expired, but it was a family heirloom that we were trying to restore, and it was in my son's apartment complex. And it was not running.
Family
and it
heirloom,
was towed.
and hold on, a family heirloom was in a parking lot at an apartment outside.
I realize that. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just asking. What kind of an heirloom is it? Is it an antique? What is it?
It's a car.
What is it though? Go ahead.
An 85 Dodge Ram that was my husband's grandfather's, and it was passed down to a grandson.
So it was a 1985 Dodge Ram.
Yes.
Okay, and it was towed. It had an expired registration. Is that right?
Tag.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Expired registration.
Which I know we should have re-registered.
Well, I understand.
Yes.
And by the way, that was probably a legal tow, but why do you call it a scam?
Yeah, let me explain. So it was not running, and it was towed from the apartment complex to a private parking lot, which then a different tow company towed it.
What?
And impounded
Wait a minute.
it.
Why did they take it to a private lot?
Exactly.
Well, no,
That's
I'm
why I
asking.
think
Did they? And how do you know that happened?
So we were the last folks to register that vehicle. So we got a certified letter from a towing company 2 weeks after the fact that said our vehicle was impounded and we owed $2,000.
Okay.
Well, they had to give you there are a couple things real quick. They had to give you a 24-hour notice, but all they have to do is put it on the car. Just because of what you just said, you didn't realize it for 2 weeks. I would assume they did that. You guys didn't see it. They cannot tow it for just having expired plates, but they can tow it for a vehicle that doesn't run in their parking lot.
So the apartment complex did not call the tow company.
They don't have to if they have an existing relationship. They don't have to. A tow company doesn't go onto private property and tow something just because they want to. Did the apartment complex have a relationship with the tow company?
No.
So it was a random tow company driving past an apartment complex and said, we're going to go in and we're going to tow cars for the hell of it.
What's the name of the complex?
Wait, Mark, wait. Crystal, I need to know. If that's the case, I think you have a good case. So they were driving by. They had no signage whatsoever. This particular company simply decided to patrol that lot.
So we've tried to do some investigation ourselves. So what we have determined was that there was a couple in a different apartment that needed their car repaired. So they called a tow company to pick up their car to be repaired.
Okay.
When that tow company was there, they said, "Hey, we see this older vehicle. Do you know if it's abandoned?" And the couple said no, they didn't know. The next day, our car was missing, and my son filed a police report.
Okay, is it
And
possible?
we later have.
Is it possible that the tow company, after finding out there was a car there, went to the management company and asked, did they want it towed?
No, because we talked to the manager of
If
the
the
apartment
management
complex, and she said she did not.
If the management complex did not want it towed, and there was no signage, and you didn't get 24 hours notice, that first tow company is going to owe you every dime. Every dime.
What's the name of the complex?
The name of the complex is, I should know this, Bear Creek.
Okay. Okay, so listen. Listen.
And I have the address and all the information.
I don't need that. The first tow company, what was the name?
Is it in Boulder?
So, no, it's in Lakewood. And the only reason we determined all of this was because we got some Ring video footage of the tow truck.
Yeah,
But
okay.
there was no name. There was no name on the tow truck.
So
and we
when your
could not
son
get the
reported
license
it,
plate through
they didn't
our-
know where the truck was. This company, I don't understand why this company towed it to a private lot if they weren't going to get paid.
Oh, Tom, she said something interesting.
So that's why I
wait,
think that
just
they're
run
in
quick.
collusion.
Why would a company give away a tow to another company in another private lot?
So I think that where it ended up being towed to, that company's APT, I think they're in collusion with other tow companies.
So do you think they
to
say
find
to
abandoned
people,
vehicles.
So they say to people, find vehicles and bring them to our lot, and we will have them towed to impound, and we will then split the money with you.
That's what I think.
Okay, hold on, Crystal. Why wouldn't those other companies simply find abandoned vehicles and go directly to impound and make the money without splitting it with this other company?
What I think is the abandoned vehicles that perhaps the people that own them would not follow up on it, so that they will then auction the vehicles off.
Well, I'm still
or parse
asking,
them out.
why couldn't a tow company do that directly? Why would they have to abandon it, go through an extra step of putting it in a vacant lot?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a whole weird situation.
Well,
like,
it
why
doesn't
was the
sound
vehicle towed in the first place?
efficient. It doesn't sound efficient to me. But I'm not saying it's impossible. No matter what, and how do you know there are others this happens to with that lot?
I looked online and saw reviews for the company where the vehicle ended up with APT towing.
And did
there's Yelp
other people
reviews.
say my car was towed to this lot and then towed out of it?
No, not specific
Okay.
to that.
All right. So you're just surmising this is what happens. I don't think
Of
any
course. I
scammer.
need help.
No. Listen,
I need
I don't think that happened. I don't think there's a scam of towing multiple cars to this lot in order to rack up fees and split money with someone when they can go direct. There might be a collusion in this case between the two tow companies. Honest to God, there might be, because that tow company may have said, "Look, I don't have authorization to take this tow, but if I put it over in your lot, will you send out the notice and all the other stuff?" It could be. It really could be. I don't think it's a massive scam, but I think that maybe you stumbled onto something. But I'm going to go back to one thing after Deputy D gives his 2 cents, because he's been wanting to. But there's one thing that's obvious that you should do. Deputy D, what do you have to say that you were going to bring up?
Well, Tom, I think Crystal mentioned two very suspicious things. One is she has Ring video of an unmarked tow company. This is the first tow company, right?
Mhm.
Crystal, did you say their truck is unmarked?
Correct.
So you don't
what we
know
could
the name.
tell
You
in the
don't
video,
really
we could-
know the name of the company
I
that
think
towed
she
you.
does because she contacted one of her neighbors who originally called the unmarked.
Okay, so you know the name of the company. No, she doesn't. No, the original company came to tow that
You're
other
right.
car to repairs.
You're right.
The next day, her car was towed.
An unmarked
She's surmising. Well, was it the same truck? Did she ask
Yeah,
her
we all know
neighbor?
that.
Was
But
this the
here's-
same truck that came and got my car? I mean, we can't just automatically assume that the next day her car was towed by the same company.
So the second thing that she said is her car was towed by the unmarked truck to a parking lot
Right.
of an unrelated business.
Right.
Those two are very suspicious.
Well, of course they are. No, but I think if it happened like she said, if that company towed it to another lot, it was so that other lot would do all the notices, because I don't think they were authorized to take it from the private apartment complex. So they got around it by simply saying it was in this lot, not that lot. So they were hoping they could take it out of the apartment complex lot without anyone knowing, and then simply an abandoned vehicle shows up on a private lot, and the private lot tows it legally. But it was not legally because it was brought there by another tow company. What I need to know is this: do you know the name of the company that towed it to that lot?
I do not, but the leasing agent, the manager at the apartment complex, knows the couple who had their vehicle towed by this company,
your
and then
vehicle-
this company asked them.
Yeah, but no. Okay, let me explain this to you. So you have the apartment complex manager who says, I know a couple who called a tow company, who came, who said, what is that car? And then the next day it was missing. Do you understand you don't have any evidence that that car, I mean, do you have, you said there's ring video of your son's truck being towed. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that truck and the tow companies, is it the same truck as the couple that had their car towed to repair? Is it the same truck?
I do not know.
Well, you got to
because
do your homework. If it's the same
manager
truck,
at
if it's the
No.
same truck, you can maybe get
I
the
tried.
name.
I tried, but the manager at the complex does not feel comfortable giving us the couple's information.
Well, then you're at a dead end. You're at a total dead end. Now,
Which is
what
why
you
I was
can-
hoping you
what
guys
you can
could
do.
help us.
Well, if somebody just tells me this happened and there's absolutely no evidence, and you can't get the evidence, we can't assume that's what happened. I mean, it's logical. I mean,
Well, if I knew the damn complex's name, I'd make a call, but there is not a Bear Creek in Lakewood, so I'd have to know something.
Sure, we will make a call,
Yeah,
but
I
there's
can get
something
that for
else I
you.
want to ask. Another obvious question.
Okay.
The tow company that did take it to impound, that now wants $2,000. Do they have evidence that there was notice put on there? And again, you wouldn't have known about the notice because it wasn't in your normal parking space. But do they have evidence that they at least tried to do it the right way?
We did call the lady at the tow company,
Yes.
and she asked if we were going to pay to get the truck out, and if not, she was not going to take the time to do the investigation.
Okay, what is the name of the second tow company?
APT Towing.
ATT?
APT?
APT.
Got it. Okay.
And I do have the apartment complex is Ranch at Bear Creek.
Crystal, did APT advise you of your right to get that car back for a very small initial payment of something like $67 approximately, and then enter into a payment arrangement with them? That's required by law now.
No, that they said at the time when we first were notified and called them that we owed them $2,000.
Okay, did they tell you there are now legal payment arrangements they have to make with you?
Yeah, you can get clarification of that
They did not.
from the PUC.
Well, they can't. They have
and,
to.
And the first call I would make if I were you is to the PUC to submit this complaint about them. The tow company will take that very, very seriously. And the PUC will also advise you of the details of your rights under this towing law. And that will at least give you some time to investigate this further without being at risk of having your automobile sold in the meantime. The APT, by the way...
Unfortunately, I think...
Yeah?
Go ahead. I was going to say, unfortunately, we missed the deadline. I've been trying to get people to help. I reached out
What
to
deadline
Fox
did you
News
miss?
and
What
9 News,
deadline
and
are you talking about?
they said that if we didn't pay for the full impound fees by the 19th of this month, that we lost our ability to
Well,
get the vehicle
they're
back.
wrong.
So APT is required by law to auction off your car after 60 days. You have until the 59th day to come and get it. Do you know the date of the
and they can't charge you the whole amount, or they can, but they must allow you to make a down payment. They never advised you of a down payment. Dee, do you want to call over to that tow company?
Yeah, just one quick question, Crystal. What was the date of the tow? Approximate date of the tow?
I believe they picked up it on the 12th of December, and they were giving us until January 19th to pay.
I'll be happy to call them, Tom.
Oh, man. I think you're getting screwed for sure. I don't think there's a massive scale going on, but I think you definitely, the second company, she said December 12th, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that company did not give you the right information to get your car back because they don't want to.
You gonna break?
I got to take a break. Is this the first break?
Uh-huh.
I'm in big trouble. I'm sorry. So I'm going to get the information for Deputy D here. I'm Tom Martino. Thanks, man. More coming up.
What are you
Sorry.
doing?
I'm sorry.
Seeking a career for AI to impact our nation's
over there,
intelligence,
'cause I'm in the
support
mood
digital
today.
transformation at
I
critical
am in the
government
mood
agencies, work on the missions that matter.
Kick you right in the skirt. Stand by.
Technology and intelligence at gdit.com/careers.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies wants to look at your complete retirement and assemble elements for you to move forward with security, income, a nest egg, or possibly selling off your business, doing estate planning, anything else that you need. So all you have to do is call them and they'll give you a complete rundown of what they do. rpcenter.com. Call them. They're good people. I know them personally. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211. O'Brien Legal Services. You know what? Real estate used to be a once or twice in a lifetime transaction. Do you know now people change houses every 3 to 5 years? O'Brien Legal Services can help you. Or maybe you're a landlord trying to navigate today's laws that are top heavy, favoring the tenant, but you want to not be hooked into a lifetime lease. You want to be able to evict. You want what is rightfully your rights for your property. Call them, olslaw.com. Brad O'Brien and his team can help you. OLS. Anything real estate, O'Brien Legal Services, olslaw.com. It's 720-370-7388. Now, you may want to call someone for a price on a countertop. The only one you're going to call to get a price on the countertop on the phone is the Art of Granite. Now, the name says the Art of Granite, but they do all kinds of countertops for you, man-made and natural stone. And guess what? They'll give you prices on the phone because they charge wholesale for all countertop material. They also have free material if you get it from their boneyard or remnant yard. And they fabricate and install it, and that's what they mark up. Everything else is passed along to you. Now, they're great people, and they will give you prices on the phone. In fact, tear out in hallway is done free. Theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919, 386-5919.
Yep.
I don't know how to get back to my chat on this damn thing. Where's my regular chat? on general. I'm trying to get back to it. This thing is not as easy to. It's just not as easy to work this Discord. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got you. So, you have to click the little audio symbol in general voice channel, then you will join. Might look a little. I did that, bros. I got it. I clicked, and my camera's showing up to me on Discord, but it's not showing for you. I promise you.
Does the Discord window have a clock in it?
What do you mean?
I'm just.
Oh,
just
shut up.
kicking your ass. Shut up.
You have to click the little audio symbol. I did. And it shows me my camera. I selected the camera and I selected the audio. And that's it. But nothing is coming. I mean, I see my video. Okay, wave to say hi. Are they saying my camera? I'm waving. Hi. Did I say hi? Hi. Am I even on this? Hold on. Am I showing up on text? Yeah, I am, right? Just not. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is just turn off this damn camera if it's not working. To hell with it. Okay. But no cam. JR says he sees me.
Thank God you're not trying to be on OnlyFans, because you'd be broke.
Oh, I want to be on OnlyFans. I got a lot to show. It's all going to be good.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Russ, what's happening with you, Russ?
Wondering if you can give me some ideas. I have a ranch home, and when we're sitting in the family room, and it's just in that area, not in the bedroom or anything, we hear a cracking, popping sound, and it gets worse when I turn the gas fireplace on.
Okay, hold on.
Hold
on. A cracking. There's a couple things I want to ask you. When you say a cracking, popping sound, does it sound, if you can tell, mechanical or electrical, or you can't tell?
No, it's structural.
It's what?
Structural.
Like a floor creak or something?
Yeah, kind of like it sounds like the ceiling's going to fall on you, but it gets loud sometimes, and it's been doing it for a while, but it seems to be getting worse. And, I'm just
you hear? Okay, hold on. Are you noticing any cracks in walls or doors that are hard to close, or anything different? Windows not opening?
No.
Okay. Now,
we even had groundworks come out. And, okay.
So, you hear this noise primarily in one room and not the others?
Mostly, yeah. It's the family room, and then there's a small dining area, and then we go into the kitchen. But we mostly hear it around that area. And the garage door is where the family room is, where you go out to the garage, and once we open the door, then we can hear it every once in a while.
Now, what do you hear? Tell me what you hear.
It's like a cracking sound, and
have you ever heard a creaky floor when you walk across it?
Yes.
Is it like that?
But there's nothing above us.
No,
it's just an attic.
No, I get it, but does it sound like a creaky floor?
Kind of, yeah.
And when it happens,
it's like,
does it happen one day and not the other on certain days?
No, it's usually every other day maybe. When I have the gas fireplace on, we're sitting in the watching TV. All of a sudden you hear it real loud, and there's no cracks in the ceiling, nothing. And I was someone told me that it
So
might
you
just
turn
be
on the gas
expansion.
fireplace and you hear it loud, right?
Yeah.
I think it's
After a while, it just.
I know because your flue is heating up. I think it's a reaction to the extreme cold and the warmth of your house and the metal flue going up through a wall. That's what I think. Now, that's just from hearing what you're saying. Obviously, you can have that checked out. So you have a gas fireplace?
Yes.
So it happens even when the gas fireplace is off, right?
Yeah, but not as loud. And
so hold on.
Not as often.
So I think that's what it is. I think it's your flue or some kind of ductwork for that fireplace. I really do. Now, there's a way to check it out, but I don't want you to get dangerous. Are you, do you know where that exhausts on the roof?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
yeah, we do.
Are you handy? And I'm not asking you to do this. Do you ever get on your roof or not?
Yeah, I do, but I'm 76 now, and my wife and kids tell me don't get up on the roof.
Don't do it. Don't do it, you old bastard. Don't do it. I don't want you on my mind. I don't want you on my conscience. You could call.
Yeah, so I'm putting insulation, because someone told me that maybe it could help. I don't know, but
insulation
so
where?
I'm having
where?
Insulation on the attic. The whole.
Well, you don't have
attic.
Your attic is not insulated now.
Yes, it is, but it's my house is 45 years old, and
okay,
it doesn't seem as
insulation is always going to help your house. I don't know if it'll help the noise. I sincerely think. Do you know what that flue is made of? Is it a pipe or is it a duct? Do you know?
I don't know. I think it's a pipe. I don't know.
It's like a big silver ugly pipe, and it comes out of your roof, and you got it covered.
Yes.
Is it bricked around your roof, or is it just a stovepipe picking out with a top?
Probably probably just a stovepipe. We just have siding.
You can't see
on the
it,
outside.
But you can't see it on the roof if it's just a stovepipe sticking out.
Well, there's a stovepipe kind of, I guess, and it's maybe 8 inches, 10 inches.
Yeah, that's it.
Extending from
and
the
it goes
fireplace.
and it looks like it goes down to your where your stove is, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, or your fireplace.
Yes, exactly.
All right, here's what I don't want you to do, but somebody could do, a handyman. You have them go up on the roof. I got to take a break. You have them go up on the roof, and they listen from the top, and it'll be a distinct pinging sound. But I'm almost positive that's what it is. Insulation's not going to stop it. It's just a fact of life. It got a little loose over the years. You may want to have a chimney sweep, check it out, and make sure it's secure. They can help secure it and maybe cement it where it's loose, or maybe even replace the liner, whatever. That's what I think it is. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm sorry, bro. I'm really sorry. Shut up. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. Hey, did we ever end up with a chimney sweep? We never did we?
No, we never did.
Wealth, your trusted.
Brooke doesn't even know one? She ought to spin off part of her company to do that.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by the 47 Morning Update.
Yeah, Turnpike looking better if you're heading to Boulder from Denver. It's about 25 minutes. Had a crash near Flatirons. That has been cleared up. Now, we do have light volume out here, but I am noticing a little glitch.
You could start that company instead of only fans, only flues.
Get in the little tunnel there. Traffic is backed up. There could be a stall, maybe hanging things up just a little bit. I-25.
I'm not going to do this because I'm going to have a fill, and I'll have
it looks
him
like
come
right
in.
now the east side of I-70 is in good shape. Pena's 15 minutes
Give
to
our
the
numbers
airport
now.
coming off I-70. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
If you voted,
Doing great.
you've got to start your day with the 47 Morning Update with me, Ben Ferguson. All the headlines.
Did you not want anything? No, do a 30 fill here. Go
I
ahead.
will.
It's unfiltered. So download the 47 Morning Update now wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, I am both humbled and proud of the people who have been calling me at Wave 8 Financial Management. And truly, we have been helping a lot of people. What they're most impressed with is how direct, responsive, and personal we are because we customize each and every portfolio. Every single client gets our time. We will not grow to a point where that will not happen. It's my promise to you. Please text or call us. Now, you can call 303-771-HELP, 303-771-4357. You can also text me at my text number for the show, 747-999-5280, and I'll be happy to tune you in. I'll answer you and call you, 747-999-5280. And, of course, you can always go to the website, Wave8 Capital, that's number 8, wave8capital.com.
Yeah.
I'm coming right out to Jordan.
Don't you think you should come out to your family first?
Oh, I get it. You're a funny man. What's going on, bro?
Hey, so she's emailed me a letter from APT. Hey, thank you for that card. I'm gonna save it until.
No. You go out with a friend. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, you go out with a friend. There'll be more after that.
You'll be that friend. So as soon as you're up for it and feel like a steak, steak dinner.
That's a great steakhouse, though.
Not in a couple of years. So, I don't know.
No, he comes through, but he doesn't work. So, how do you know him through?
He's next door neighbors. And so he's been to our Stephen Kimberly. So he's been to.
Oh, there. You're right. Oh, yeah. He recently moved there.
Yeah, he was already moving there when they moved in. But you're right. This reason, because he sold his house
In Greenwood. I think he had to take a little. Do you know there was a whole indoor circus in it? Amusement park for his grandkids. Stefan.
Sherry, when was the last time I pulled the quarters out of the machines?
Online at khout.com.
Tom Martino here. We're going to Jordan Keano. Hey, Jordan, I want to talk about this. Somebody asked, at what point do you suggest a fixed indexed annuity for someone that has some guaranteed returns and guaranteed growth and guaranteed income? I want to know your reasoning, and I want to tell you what I'm thinking up front, because I don't want to. I know I don't believe in submarining people. I love you guys, I really do, but I believe many people are placed in annuities by companies that they shouldn't be in because they're young enough that I believe they could grow their nest egg, and they're limited in returns by annuities to a certain extent. Now, I'm not saying there's not a place for annuities. I have one, Jordan, and you guys were very brilliant on analyzing everything I brought to you. Now, here's what I want to ask you. When do you decide someone is right for an annuity?
Yeah, I would say, really, we kind of look at a few factors. Age is a big piece because you're spot on with that. I think anybody that's probably in their 30s, 20s, even
40s,
maybe even early 40s,
yeah.
You really, that's kind of where that cutoff point starts to get because, if they have a place to be able to earn, obviously higher returns and are not worried about the risk because they have time, well, then, of course, they can take advantage of the 401ks, IRAs, brokerage accounts, that kind of thing. But we kind of see that for a lot of people who leave those accounts behind from old employers, they don't even do anything with them. And we try to make sure that you just get back to controlling them and getting guarantees and bonuses. And, of course, as Mark has mentioned, our long-term care benefits, that is a huge one in today's world.
It is absolutely. Now, as people get older and they want that security, they don't mind risking some of the higher returns if they get guaranteed safety, right?
Correct. And we're still talking about double-digit returns. It's just a matter of it follows indexes, gold, S&P 500, Dow Jones, all of that. But to your point, you're not buying individual stocks. So it gives the growth with the floor so you don't have to drop through it when the market drops. But you lock in your earnings each year, so you never have to go backwards.
I want to ask you something real quick here, bro. On an annuity, pick one of your best annuities and a true performance. What has it been returning? Let's say an average over the last 3 years.
Yeah, well, see, that's the one thing with indexed annuities. It's going to be based on everybody's anniversary date. You have some phenomenal ones that people came back with.
I understand. But if you pick one or two, if you pick one and you can show certainly performance data, I'd like to explore some of that. Listen, we're not saying to people, in fact, annuities are one of the few things you can quote like that because securities people look askance at people doing it with stocks and stuff because nothing is an indication. But with a fixed index annuity, it's not a security, and you can quote what it's been doing. Hold on, I'll come back to that right after this.
Very nice.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, Turnpike looking better. If you're heading to Boulder from Denver, it's about 25 minutes. Had a crash near Flatirons. That has been cleared up. Now, we do have light volume out here, but I am noticing a little glitch on the 225 southbound ramp to southbound 25. Just as you get in the little tunnel there, traffic is backed up. There could be a stall, maybe hanging things up just a little bit. I-25 still about 10 minutes between downtown and the tech center. It looks like right now the east side of I-70 is in good shape. Pena's 15 minutes to the airport coming off I-70. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
K-Nash Home Solutions I brag about because I've known them from the time I got here in Colorado 45 years ago. They're one of the oldest home improvement companies. In fact, they're 65 years old. I knew the original owner, Henry, and his wife, K&H. And then I also knew Ted, who took over the company, and now Lee Diamond and his son. And they have the heritage to give you energy efficient, wonderful, beautiful products at great prices. Window, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for, including the Alpine window made right here in Colorado. Beautiful, efficient, and made for our climate. 303-421-7100. 303-421-7100. khwindows.com.
I wish I could read it.
I can update the total story.
Steve and Kimberly are going to look for a place they can build, right, with their practice.
Yeah, Kimberly found a.
And would you do part of it too? Would it be like
for residential? Because we want like the top floor to split it.
and then have other residences and then the practice, or just the two of you? Just two residences.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's tough right now, though. Although commercial property, wait a minute. If you had commercial property that you could amend to do some residential, actually they're at a steal. Commercial properties, because of the remote working, and oh no, that's not a bad idea.
It's neat.
That's something overlooked. People overlook the wonders of Glendale. They're really good people. Sex offenders, that's one disadvantage. Yeah. Yeah, it's known for that, around the strip bars. Not because they're going to strip bars, but because the neighbors around strip bars are more tolerant.
Okay.
No, it's true.
Yeah, so that's another reason. But that's kind of the plan. So I actually went and looked at some. This is a couple of years ago. Kimberly's business just this. So, guest range, like an events range over. Sales meeting. Yeah, actually went. If I'm like that, shopping, shit.
I had horses my whole life, except for the last when I was with Steph. I really want a dog, but it's not a good time, she says. You know, it's not a good time. But I think that's why I want one. I'm thinking, you know, ahead. I'm trying to give myself something, you know. My doc says don't do anything major right now because a lot of people do. They make stupid decisions. I'm glad.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Jordan Cano, just real quickly here. And Michael, I'm going to get to you, I promise you. And any other caller at 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Jordan, so you also have overfunding life insurance, become the banker. Explain that then, because certainly that's good for almost anyone, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, that is our bread and butter, as we'd like to say, you know, building tax-free money away from the banks and really just kind of getting money away from the government, from taxation as best as you can. And that's what we do.
Explain how that works. Explain how that works. The goal is not really life insurance, but that's like frosting.
Correct. Yeah. You know, it's kind of a unique way of looking at whole life, but it's a very specialized. There's only about 5 life insurance companies that offer these type of banking policies. We work with all 5, and really it's just about overfunding. You put money into it, you're building almost like a tax-free piggy bank.
Yeah, and people say, why would I overfund something? Why would I pay more than the cost of insurance? Explain that, because the extra cash grows tax deferred.
Well, correct. Tax deferred, and it stays tax-free.
Well, it stays tax-free if they do what you guys say. And we're going to go over what you guys say, because that's where it stays tax. So you can say tax-free for a nest egg. Talking about nest egg, if you don't have a lot of money to invest, it's one of the best products you can offer. Hang on, we'll talk about that and more. Coming back with the deputies and Major Marc Mager and the gang right after this.
Maybe. Wouldn't count on it.
Wouldn't count on what, you lousy purse of Monroe?
Coming back. You never know, man. You just never know about life.
Well, that's actually truer than you'll ever know, bro.
All right. It's been a thrill watching you turn this into one of Salvador Dali's clocks.
You son of a... You're a bastard, man. Ooh, I'm going to have to kick some ass.
Listen, I've told you what I used to tell Stephen Tubbs before. Dude, you couldn't hit the clock if you were in Big Ben.
You know what? Stephen is doing good with DEA, isn't he?
Well, yeah, because he's got an entire evidence locker to keep him going. Allegedly, in my opinion.
I literally just talked to him the other day.
Fuck, they just keep changing my dates.
I do too.
Okay.
He's a good one. He's a keeper.
Mark?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to cut out tomorrow at... I may as well not even start. I mean, are you going to be able to get in?
We've had that conversation.
Okay, good. So tomorrow, technically, my appointment is 11:50 at Cherry Creek. But if I start at 10, I mean, I could do 10 to 11 probably. If you want me to get it up and running and keep it running here, or you should just do it with the remote. And then, yeah, why don't you do that? And then if I get done, I get done. But it's just more of the same. And then, yeah, okay. So I will just let you know that right now. Thank you.
Yeah, he's, it's been different.
All right.
And it had to come from somewhere.
Uh-huh. Don't know.
What's going on? Oh, we got the B team now. I'm sorry.
Better believe it. That's the D team.
The D team, yeah.
Uh-huh. I surpass B and C, go straight to D. Do not pass go, do not collect $200.
This chick is an idiot.
Oh, boy.
No, 99.
I was way off.
I was kind of mean to Tom. But then again, he was breaking 10 to 12 minutes late. Was that it?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I know. I am fully aware that part of my alleged duties are informing the host of when they need a break.
That's how it's been today.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's only Wednesday. What the heck happened?
Nobody in this room cared about a thing except our own satisfaction. Mostly, right, John?
I'll go with that.
Only slightly more self-absorbed than SpongeBob. And I mean me.
Yes, yeah. Right, that was understood.
Man, I'm afraid of bird flu and tuberculosis.
Hey, Sherry.
You think you're one of the
How's it
6
going?
people that's gotten bird flu?
I'm just here in the studio. Yeah, Cody sent me an alarming text. He said the quarters are full over at Vine and
Yeah, exactly.
Vine and Williams, but I pulled them a few weeks ago. I've been doing it every 6 weeks.
Dragon.
They were kind of upset about it. They said they've been thinking around. Then they realized it, but they want to put those credit card machines on there. And I said, no, I don't want that done. Don't you?
Well, you better get over there and get him then.
I'm doing it right after the show. But he said I'd get a lot more income off putting those credit card things on, but I don't know.
Yeah, but then you know what?
I know, and I don't want to do that.
I know.
Yeah, on the okay, good.
Let's see. There's something else I was going to tell you. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna rush. I was gonna make some phone calls, but I better run and get those cleared out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You called me this morning, but your calls never came.
What about it?
really?
Yeah, now did you get my calls?
About things, yeah.
I think I saw that you called, but I didn't get your voicemail. I think it was in the shower or something.
Okay, well, I don't need Okay, I'm just making sure my calls went into your phone because your calls did not come into my phone.
Oh, okay. I called you twice. Okay.
Right. You do talk on the air.
So I talked to Tony.
Not your...
So on your job, God, he was a little disappointed. He said, "Well, Bo, you really should have called me about that thing. I was wanting to do it." And I go, "Oh, Tony, you're busy.
Right.
You got her heat." He was a little bummed out over it. He says, "Why really? You kind of hurt my feelings." And I go, "Well, Tony, he did it in like 5 minutes." You know. But anyways, neither here nor there. I said, "Look, man, you did us a great job.
I don't
You got
do
her
the
heat
shit
when the
I'm
freaking coldest
supposed
day
to.
of the year."
I'm sure as hell not going to.
So he told me the bill,
They hope I do.
including his Home Depot, 500 because he said he was there 4 hours, or 600 if I want the invoice.
I'm damn near 60 years old. I'm not going to get any better at this.
Oh yeah, he wants me to order this motor for Safeway, which is good. I'd rather have him order it than have bill it to Safeway. So what? Why don't I?
Ain't happening.
All right, because I thought maybe I'd get an invoice and I can use it. All right, so I'll pay him and then I'll make up an invoice.
You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here, and I invite you to call in. For the first time, we have full open lines at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Fighting for you, solving problems, answering questions, taking place. Major Marc Mager's on with me, along with Deputy D over here to my side of your streaming. Deputy Bo's at the studio, and Kachina Clory on the phones, and Dragon. We get the B team after Shannon leaves. Actually, I'm just kidding. I have A and A plus. I'll let you figure out which one's which. So, Deputy D, we had a woman call earlier, and it was distressing, but let's just talk about it. Her son has a 1985 Dodge Ram that wasn't running, and the registration was expired, and it was towed from an apartment complex. But apparently, the apartment complex never called anyone to come tow it. She suspects someone was there looking at a neighbor's car to bring to repairs and probably noticed her car and came back and got it under no authorization, no 24-hour notice, none of the legal ramifications. However, she doesn't know the name of the tow company. So what she does know is that it was actually towed to impound from a private lot. So she suspects somebody towed it from the apartment complex with no authorization to a private lot, so that private lot could go through the motion and legally impound it. Or I say legally, meaning as if it was parked there, and she thinks it's an elaborate scam. But APT Towing is the one that towed it from that private lot, and whether they did it legally or not, did they give the 24-hour notice and all that, they would have never known because it was out from their normal parking spot at the apartment complex. So now what we have is a situation where it's going to cost $2,000 to get this 85 Dodge Ram back, what she describes as a family heirloom. But the problem is that she was never advised, according to her, that under new state law, they have to offer financing provisions. Take it from there, Deputy D.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, this story really stinks, especially the part where her car was initially towed by an unmarked tow truck into this commercial lot. After that, APT took over. So a few minutes ago, our caller Crystal sent me the letter that she received from APT advising her of the balance due. I called that number and I spoke with a lady by the name of Bree. And I told her why I was calling.
Were they forthcoming?
Oh, no, she hung up on me twice.
Oh, okay.
And
see, that tells you something right off the bat.
It stinks.
Yeah.
This is something is going on. In my opinion, something very dirty is going on. So Bree hung up on me after I told her why I was calling. I called back again. I told her that I'd like to speak with her, or if she doesn't want to provide any comment on this matter, then I'd like to speak with Karen A. Fisher. Karen A. Fisher is the lady who's been filing all of the documents with the Colorado Secretary of State's office on behalf of APT Service. So as soon as I mentioned Karen Fisher's name, the lady who claims to be Bree said, "I don't care if you call the PUC," and hung up on me again. So at this point, I'm going to contact the PUC and get their suggestion.
So she was that obstinate.
Oh no, she was absolutely
A jerk.
the most unpleasant person I've spoke to in my course of work over here since
Wow.
I've been helping you. Just a really rough, unpleasant, nasty lady. But I won't hold that against her. All we're trying to do is make sure that Crystal is able to get her vehicle back under terms in accordance with the state law. Now, Crystal did bring that up to APT Towing when she first called them, and they wouldn't let, according to Crystal, they said the entire balance is due. It's due now. And it sounds like they also either told her or at least implied that, oh, it's too late now and we're going to sell the vehicle. So that's one of the clarifications that I sought to get from APT Towing, but was unable to because they just keep hanging up. So Crystal is calling the PUC right now as we speak. And then as soon as I complete this update, I too am going to call the PUC and get their perspective on what to do next. Because I can tell you one thing, the car is just days away from being sold at auction.
And they're being jerks. They really are being jerks.
Oh, with a capital J, Tom.
That is too bad.
And and if you're not doing something dirty, something underhanded, something sneaky, why not talk to somebody about it? Why not explain your position and tell us what the consumer can do to get their car back?
Man, that sucks. What's the name of that company?
APT Service Inc.
What's their phone number? I don't give a damn. People should know about them.
The number I called, just in case somebody's accidentally about to call them to order a tow or something, is 303-455-1264.
Man.
Yeah. So I called 303-455-1264, and man, Bree was nasty to me.
That sucks.
It sucks with a capital S.
All right. Well, thank you, people, for helping us out when it comes to this kind of stuff, because they need to know that they're jerks. They didn't do anything right, and they know that we know. And did you ask about her charge allowing financing for this?
Oh, I as soon as I didn't even get a chance to. I told her the reason I was calling and what my questions are. And by the way, I didn't call to point my finger at them or accuse them of any wrongdoing, because at that point, I still don't know what they did wrong, if anything. I still don't know what connection they have with the unmarked tow truck that sneaked the vehicle off the residential lot into a private business lot. I was going to discuss all of that. I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to ask any of those questions because APT Towing hung up on me twice.
All right, people, give the number out again. Sorry, just give it out, bro.
The number I called was 303-455-1264.
Tell him that Martino told you to call. Don't be a jerk about it. Just, tell him, hey, this whole thing has stink all over it. You can put it that way. Stink all over it. And that you're going to let people know. And she doesn't care if we go to the public utilities.
No, go ahead. Call the PUC. Go ahead and click.
Well, you know what? We're going to call the PUC.
Oh, that's my next phone call.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, on consumer news. Jordan first. Jordan, somebody wrote to me saying they have an annuity. They had it when they were younger. They want to participate in the stock market. They want to cash in the annuity. They didn't get it from you. They just felt it was inappropriate at the time. And they're now 45. Mm-hmm. They're 45. They're past what's called the surrender period. But explain surrender periods and explain how that person goes about and gets money and how much of that money will they get back.
Yeah, so the thing is, with having floors and bonuses, just like anything else, a brokerage account, you can lose all the money, right? With this, they have that floor and they give you a 15% bonus up front. So they have what's called surrender periods.
Before that money becomes yours, right?
Before the full account, if you wanted to cash out. Now, if you end up turning the income on any year, you can do that. If you decide to take some withdrawal out,
you can take without penalty up to 10%. Is that right, Jordan?
That is correct. And again, and if you need income and you're ready to turn that switch on, you don't have to wait the full surrender period. It's only if companies are offering bonuses and offering benefits. They don't want you to hop around from company to company and pick up bonuses, of course, because that'd be a great way to make a lot of money, right?
Yeah. So now, yeah, of course. So tell us then what the surrender period usually looks like.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, it's about 7 years, there's 10 years, and then there's some companies that we don't really like to use and deal with, but there's some bad ones we found out there from clients that have 14 years or 20 years even. And those are the ones that, unfortunately, you hear a lot about that give these 25% bonuses or 30%, but they lock these clients in for the entirety of their life, not able to get that money out. So we really focus only on these when it makes sense. For somebody younger, person to text in, you can get these fixed index annuities without surrender windows because a lot of times it has to deal with the income rider or that guaranteed income that we offer for all of our clients. So that's something that we talk on a one-on-one with everybody. It just depends on their age, where they're at in life, and when they're ready to take money.
All right, Daryl. What's going on, Daryl? Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you. I was calling my mother-in-law, who currently resides in Mexico, is looking for a real estate attorney and somebody to handle her estate as well that is familiar with law in Mexico and the U.S.
Now, why both places? Does she own stuff here?
She doesn't own any property in the States currently. She has multiple accounts in the States. She does own property in Mexico.
She might be overthinking this. How much property does she own in Mexico?
It's just her home.
And is it paid for?
It is, yes.
How much is it worth?
Around $500,000.
Okay, and it's paid for.
Is what she's paying.
And then how much money in the States total on bank accounts?
She probably has a couple million.
Okay, and
I'm thinking around two is what she alluded to.
Is she married, single, or what?
She was married. Her husband passed.
So she's single, couple $1 million, a house paid for in Mexico, and she's looking for estate planning, right?
Correct.
Okay. Does she have a boyfriend? Would she like to meet a nice elderly American man who's pretty good shape? Just kidding. Okay.
I think so, yeah, no.
All right. So listen, man, I'm going to get one of our estate planning attorneys on. I think you're overthinking it, though. Because if this was my mother-in-law calling me.
That's good news.
If this was my mother-in-law calling me, this is what I would do. This is exactly what I do. I would take all of the bank accounts in America. Now, first of all, I have to ask, does she have multiple heirs or one main heir?
She has 2 children.
Okay, that's easy. And does she plan on doing everything 50-50?
Well, I guess her husband's children are also there as well.
Well, her husband's children, okay, but he died and everything went to the wife. Was there any will or any provision for those kids?
I don't know that there was, but I think that she wants to make sure she does right by them as well.
Okay, so how many heirs altogether?
If you're going, so her 2 children and her husband's 2 children.
And are they all going to get an equal amount?
I couldn't say that with any certainty. I think that's her intention, but it probably will not go that way.
Do the kids all know each other?
Everybody does know each other, yes.
And is everyone friendly?
Not well, but yes. Friendly, yes.
Would everyone accept a quarter of the estate?
Potentially.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to give you legal advice, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do for my mother-in-law. I would make the 4 heirs sign a part. Now you're going to also talk to an attorney. Behind the scenes, Kachina Kalori is trying to get Dan McKenzie on, I think. So here's what we're going to do. I would have the 4 heirs sign a partnership agreement agreeing to take 25% of whatever she leaves behind. Okay? And that they would not fight each other.
Okay.
And they would not fight each other for a dime more. 25% of net proceeds, meaning if they have to pay any income tax because of deferred earnings or whatever. Normally, there's no estate tax, okay? You don't have to worry about that. But I'm talking about other kinds of payments and expenses, maybe an attorney. So they do an agreement outside of the estate saying, if we all agree that if we inherit something, it's going to be 25% each. Okay? Now,
okay.
Then they can give the name, they can give the partnership a name, or it can be an LLC. Then I would do in Mexico, there are equivalents to what are called beneficiary deeds. So you would hire a very simple, just a very quick thing with an attorney to have a beneficiary deed made out from her to the LLC or the partnership. It's that easy. So upon her death, it goes directly to the LLC where they agreed to take 25% each. And you also agree to sell the house and blah, blah, blah. Okay? And you agree on how you're going to value the house and sell it. That's all has to be done by an attorney. So in other words, we agree we're upon death, this LLC is going to get the house. We're going to have it appraised maybe 3 times at the expense of the estate, and we're going to throw out the upper and lower bid and take the middle, whatever, or estimate or appraisal, however they want to do it. And then they sell it, and after expenses, split the proceeds. Now, so now you have a beneficiary's deed going to the LLC. Then in America, you do the same thing with each account. How many accounts does she have?
I don't know for sure. She has a couple in Costa Rica, and she has several in the States.
Okay. Costa Rica
and Mexico.
Costa Rica and Mexico, again, it complicates things because those countries may not have payable on death certificates. But if she only had American bank accounts, you have the house in Mexico taken care of with the LLC. Now what you want to do is payable on death certificates with the accounts. And if there are only a few accounts, 5 or 10, you can do payable on death certificates. So here's what happens. On death, it doesn't even need a probate. Everything is passed directly to the heirs. The payable on death certificates and the beneficiary deed goes to the LLC, and they've already agreed to split it up. I mean, it's really ultimately simple. Not all attorneys will agree to it because they want to charge you more. But I've told you what I would do, and you try to find an attorney who would facilitate it unless there's a legal reason not to. There might be rules I don't know about. For example, maybe the beneficiary deed in Mexico won't allow for a transfer. Maybe. I don't know. But that's what I would do.
Okay.
And we're going to
All
get
right. Well, it does sound like it's going to be fairly straightforward.
It should be. We're going to get an attorney on, though, so hang on. 303-713-8255. Hey, waterpros.net. If you want drinking water free of PFAs, chemicals, free of chlorine, free of any nasty pharmaceuticals, it's only $1,100 at your kitchen sink. I have them in both houses. I wouldn't live without them. That's waterpros.net. 303-862-5554. $1,100.
Identity Theft Awareness Week is here.
Dan's not available till after 1.
It's 3 seconds. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second and will fix identity theft guaranteed or your money back. Plus, plans include the $1 million protection package with up to $3 million in coverage for the most comprehensive plan. Take control of your identity with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
They claim it's too late.
All right, let's talk about discountbath.com. I love that website. You know, Chris and his team do discounts on beautiful baths. We're not talking about, fix and flips, although they have some for fix and flips. Whatever level you want, they can do it, but they'll save you money on all of them. What you can do is videotape with your phone and simply narrate, hey, I want to move this sink, or I want to expand here, I want to do this, I want to do that. Whether it's a hall bath, a master bath, maybe the roughed-in area in the basement, they'll do it all. So if you go to discountbath.com, fill out some information that they keep confidential, then they'll send you a link, then you can upload your video. They can give you a price without ever coming to your home. Of course, they'll always come to your home if you want them to, but if you want to get started first, like this, there's no more convenient way. Discountbath.com, 720-979-2322. Discountbath.com, 720-979-2322. Red Rocks Roof and Solar are the people to go for solar. I love Red Rocks. They'll give you a guarantee activation date. Do you know what that means? That means that they will deliver that system working with electricity or pay for the electricity you would normally be getting. And they also do something else. For commercial operations, they can help you apply for grants. If you qualify, can get your whole system paid for, can even help you make positive cash flow selling back to the grid. Hey, they're great people. RedRocksRS.com. The only solar people we recommend right now, 303-704-2449. 303-704-2449. TheArtOfGranite.com. That's a website, but you can call them too for prices on granite. Mitch Fleer is the only one that gives prices on the phone. The only one. You tell him what you want, he'll give you a price. Whether it's man-made material, granite, or natural stone of any other kind. They tear out and haul away free always. They do wholesale on all materials always, except if you get from their remnant yard, it's free. All you pay for is the fabrication and installation. Check them out. Get your price right now. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. TheArtOfGranite.com. So, it says here that our guy is a minute away.
Oh, great. Oh,
if he is.
Will they ring the doorbell or just notify you?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think they just drop it off.
I think I'll check.
But you can see the cars coming right down the street.
I'll be up there in 1.5 minutes to pick it up before the squirrels eat it.
44, 40. How can they time it that exact? 41 seconds. Oh, wait. It says minutes. Oh, no, point. It's 35, so it's seconds, yeah.
I'll go get it in a second.
Half a minute.
Tom, I guarantee you they sent the unmarked truck to steal it from the residential lot, put it in the business lot.
So they're crooks.
I guarantee you that. I have no proof, but I guarantee you that's what they did. It's a valuable truck.
Hey, Marky, are you still there?
Yeah.
Why the hell are you so quiet?
I just am. I'll send you a text in a minute.
That's a first. Mark's quiet.
Okay. Dan McKenzie. Hey, are you getting Dan McKenzie on Kachina Kalori?
He's not available till after 1.
All right, so let's get him back. Your DoorDasher is on the way. We knew that. Okay.
A couple of other cases that completed an update the airports.
So tomorrow I have to go and get this removed, so I won't be in. I'll try to be in Friday. Depending on if the truck hits me. Well, they say.
Oh, figure.
It's chemo truck. I mean, supposedly.
That's great.
Ten seconds, guys.
House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 888heating.com does a deep clean for $45 and high efficiency replacements that they guarantee the lowest price. You got to put them to the test. I know these guys. 303-770-2776, 888heating.com. Okay, so Daryl has a question about a multi-country estate, and we're getting Dan on after 1. So, Daryl, we're going to call you back, okay, bro? That's the way it's going to have to work right now. But we will get you on, because even though I gave you some do-it-yourself suggestions that I would do, I still want to run it by our estate planning attorney. So we have Deputy D has some follow-ups. Now, the last follow-up he did, remember, it's about that dang 1985 Dodge Ram towed. Okay, it was towed from a private apartment complex, and the apartment complex did not request the tow. No one requested it. No one offered a 24-hour notice. No one did anything legally. It was snagged, and it was brought to a private lot. Here's what's weird. No one knows who did that. So it gets to a private lot, and then APT Towing tows it from a private lot. Again, we don't know if APT did it legally. I mean, obviously, if it was towed there and dropped, it was illegal because the owner didn't do it. But what I mean is, did APT even attempt to do what's required with a 24-hour notice to the registration holder? And then once they got it and the registration holder found out about it, why did they not offer them finance arrangements as required by law? APT wouldn't answer these questions. They hung up on us twice. APT cannot charge $2,000 and say pay it or else. They have to offer a financing arrangement. That's part of the new towing law. They also have to allow certain things, and we don't think they're doing anything. But there's nothing new on that one, right?
No, there's nothing new on that. I did contact the PUC Press Relations Department. I left a voicemail for the lady, and I just sent her an email. And I told her this is really, I humbly asked her to call right away because this is a very urgent issue. This vehicle is about to be sold. But, Tom, the thing is, that's not your usual run-of-the-mill used vehicle. This is a 1985 Dodge Ram. It's a valuable truck.
How valuable?
Between 20 and 30,000.
Come on, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Now, our caller Crystal did say they were planning to restore it.
Well, yeah.
But
it's not worth in that condition. Is it worth that much in that condition?
Well, I don't know what condition this vehicle is in now. But the point is, if when it's good condition, it sells for 20 to 30,000, then it's got to have significant value right now as a restoration project. So in any case, even if it's worth $50, the lady deserves to get her car back. So I'm waiting for the press relations.
It says here, typically an 85 Dodge Ram, 150 half ton, in good condition with average specs is 14,367. The highest price of an 85 Dodge at an auction over the last 3 years was $20,500.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be regular.
Before restoration.
That's right.
I mean, that's after it's been restored.
No, this is before it's been restored.
Before restoration?
These prices, yeah, these are regular These are regular manufactured trucks, not restored.
Wow.
So 20 grand, 20 at an auction, 20,500.
So I can understand why a tow
So if
truck
somebody
driver,
buys that at an auction, they put 10 into it, that's 30. Then they want to get a few grand on top of it.
Yeah, I can see why people would want to hold on to that truck.
Yeah.
And I think that might explain why an unmarked tow truck showed up and snagged it out of the parking lot.
They stole it.
That's my assessment of the situation.
Yeah, mine too.
Now I do have some good updates though.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
So you may recall that a couple of weeks ago, a lady called us because of her. Let me see here. I'm just looking for this. Do you remember the lady who called because of her? Her name was Raylan, and her Buick was at the dealership, and the part that it needed was a transmission computer, basically TCM, and it was on a very long back.
A 2021 Envision, and it was at AutoNation, and they kept giving her a loaner car.
Yeah, and
he was afraid that would run out, that benefit, and then she'd have to start paying for the loaner, and then she was also afraid she was never going to get the part.
Yeah, the lady definitely needed help. She has some she acknowledged on the air, I believe, that she has some anxiety.
Right. And medical treatment she needed, all on.
And so she had a very difficult time dealing with it, and she was afraid that she was going to run out of the loaner. And at one point, the dealer's credit card did run out of, or their credit ran out at the rental company. Anyway, long story short, yesterday, I had a great conversation with AutoNation Buick GMC West. It's all the way over there in West Colfax, kind of like where Lakewood becomes Golden. And I spoke with a very well-informed gentleman in the service department.
They have the car.
They have the car. They stand ready to repair it under Buick's warranty. And he said that just before, it sounds like maybe a day or so before I called AutoNation Buick, they got a notification from GM saying, hey, the part is going to be shipped. It's going to be available. It's going to be shipped in early February, which, as you know, is coming right up. So the gentleman at AutoNation assured me that I can tell Raylene that not only will the part be here, they're going to install it, they're going to fix her car, and they're going to continue to pay for her rental car until her car is fixed and ready to go. And I called Raylene, told her the story. She was very relieved. She burst into tears, kind of tears of, happiness, I suppose. And so I thought that was a really good resolution. And
that's wonderful.
And I'm very impressed with how AutoNation Buick GMC is handling this deal. He did explain to me that the dealership itself is paying for the rental car and has been paying for it. They hope to get reimbursed by GM. But still, it's very nice of them to take care of it.
It's totally nice. It's wonderful.
So that's the update on
all right.
Buick.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jordan Cano, back to that question. I'm getting a text. Tom, you asked about what would a typical rate of return, how much did it make over the past 3 years? Now, again, I want to make a few things clear. The rates of return, Jordan, this is something I want to ask before you tell me that. You say each one is different depending on their anniversary date, depending on how much they invested, depending on blah, blah, blah. But what I want to know is this.
For the market, yeah.
Well, yeah. So when you have an annuity, though, what good, and I mean this sincerely, what good is the rate of return? What I mean is this. Let me ask that a better way. If you get a higher rate of return during its life or a lower return, let's say you pick a 5-year waiting period or a 10-year waiting period or a 30-year waiting, whatever the investor wants, or if they're going to do it instantly. But the income is decided on the day of conversion to income, right? Not before.
Correct. So
you give them an estimate. You give them an estimate when they buy the annuity. So if they put 150 or 200 grand in, you give them an estimate. But what actually determines the actual income?
Yeah, so there's two accounts. There's one that's tied to the market, to your point, and that's the estimate side. It just uses the history and kind of gives an idea of what it could be like. And then there's the guaranteed side, which steps up usually around 4.5%, 5%, depending on how old they are, and it steps up 0.5% every 5 years on the lifeline, so 70, 75.
Which one do they get? Which one do they get?
Whichever account is higher of the two. Whichever is higher of the two.
So whichever is higher at the time they turn it into income, it's annuitized at that amount.
Yep.
Okay, we got more coming up. Now I'm going to ask, what are some typical returns you guys have been seeing right after this?
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Some good news for our downtown drivers. I-25 is southbound at Spear Boulevard. A recent crash has been all cleared up. Still seeing some slow traffic back from I-70, about a 5-minute delay. Out west into the high country, I-70 westbound. All lanes blocked for emergency roadwork at exit 243 for Hidden Valley and Central City Parkway. Stop traffic back from the base of Floyd Hill. We are seeing some delays with detours around the area. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, John O'Leary shares his story of how through faith, he overcame being burned on nearly 100% of his body. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, John Fuller is a personal injury attorney we've been dealing with for many, many years. He's our expert on the show, and he should be your expert if you're ever injured. He's one of the few attorneys that will talk to you before you hire him with no obligation. In fact, I don't know of any personal injury attorneys that will talk to you on the phone before you hire them or before you engage. So he'll answer all the questions, go over the expenses, not that you're charged expenses, but that will be taken out of a settlement, how they will collect, about what the case is worth. All of that is free of charge with no obligation. If you hire him, still no out of pocket. It's on a percentage fee basis. And you get a cell phone that you can call or text at any time. 303-597-4500. Set up your initial consultation or call with any question on injury or car accidents. 303-597-4500. The website is callfuller.com to remind you what to do, but also get information up front. Callfuller.com. 888heating.com. Garrett and his team are my peeps. We like them because they do such incredible pricing on high efficiency units. In fact, they say they have the best pricing. No one can touch them for high efficiency replacements of your gas or your hybrid furnace if you're getting a solar system and you want electric part of the time. And in fact, that can be worked into the solar system and you can get a tax credit on the entire amount. So we have 888heating.com also doing the deep clean for $45. If you just want to know the condition of your system and get a no breakdown guarantee, 303-770-2776. How much time do I have?
4.
Thank you.
Yep.
Looked in the truck. Is there a picture? I just closed it out. It's sitting. So I'm going to go look at it.
believe you.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Blah, blah. So nothing from Mark, huh?
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
10 seconds, guys.
Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So what's going on? How can we help you? We got a lot to talk about. And on the annuity, Jordan, I want to ask again. Here's the way it works. You put a lump sum or you make payments into an annuity. You get a guaranteed return. You get two accounts. One is a guarantee growth at a conservative rate, and then you have an S&P. Well, a margin account. It doesn't. Excuse me. A benchmark account. It doesn't under an indexed account, and it goes according to certain things in the stock market. But it is not trading stocks. It just is an index. And this index fund guarantees that return. And then you get the higher of the two at the time you annuitize it and turn it into income. But what we want to know is what has been the bigger of the two accounts, let's say in the last 3 years, if you can pick one and tell us.
Yeah, so really looking at 3 years, having either side, and I kind of ran some examples here too if we want to talk about real numbers, but looking at this, you're going to have really about 14 to 16, 17% on the market index side based off of the last 3 years. And
Really?
this is, again, history. They don't
Really? Okay.
they look over that. Yes, and then as far as
So
the
it's
guarantee
about
side, you're looking
it's
at
about half of the S&P, which is okay, and that's for someone older who wants less risk, of course, because the S&P hasn't always been doing this great. It could be lower. All right, so then that's good to know. And then the guarantees were what, about 6.5?
So looking at dollar amount, the guarantees put you up to about 22%, about 22.5. So they give you the guaranteed on this example.
Wait. But they don't add them together.
Mm-hmm. Say that again, sorry?
You don't add the guarantee along with the index part, do you?
No, so there are two accounts. The index side is going to go truly off the S&P 500. That's the one that's right around that 14 to 16%. The guaranteed side also starts with the same dollar amount that you start with in the beginning.
Right.
And it just ratchets up guaranteed every single year, no matter what, nothing to do with the market.
Right. That's right. Okay, got it.
So whichever's higher of the two.
Then at the end, when you're going to annuitize it, it turns into income based on the higher amount.
Correct. Whichever one wins the race. That's what
Okay, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, and again, what I want to tell people, again, the stock market goes up, but it also goes down. Lately, we've been all spoiled because all things have been doing is going up, 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 up. And you do not participate 100%, I do not believe, with an annuity in the market, but you also have the guaranteed never to lose. But so in the last 3 years, it's been returning a damn good amount. But some might say, well, that's not what the S&P did. But I want to say a couple things about the S&P, and I always talk to people about this. And Jordan, you probably realize this. People talk all day long about the S&P, but I probably never met an investor who simply lets something sit in an S&P 500 indexed account or an EFT exchange, or an ETF, exchange traded fund. So while people talk about the S&P 500 all day long, people very seldom get that return in their personal investments. Very seldom. You agreed?
I agree. Yeah, you got to be able to diversify and have a little bit of that change. And you're right. Sometimes people get the timing wrong or the timing right. So it just depends.
Okay. We got to take a break. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Some good news for our downtown drivers. I-25 southbound at Spear Boulevard. A recent crash has been all cleared up. Still seeing some slow traffic back from I-70, about a 5-minute delay. Out west into the high country, I-70 westbound. All lanes blocked for emergency roadwork at exit 243 for Hidden Valley and Central City Parkway. Stop traffic back from the base of Floyd Hill. We are seeing some delays with detours around the area. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, John O'Leary shares his story of how through faith he overcame being burned on nearly 100% of his body. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, the smartest loan you can get, a fluid line of credit on your home, is available now through CMG Mortgage and our friend John Clace. I've known him for many, many years, more than 20. Now, here's what they do. They do a 30-year line of credit you can pay down at any time and borrow it back up. It's called the liquid loan. That's what I call it. If you call John, he'll tell you all about it. Now, they also do conventional loans, and they can also do reverse loans. So if you need a loan, you call CMG Mortgage and John, 303-577-7206. That's 303-577-7206. I started Wave 8 Financial Management, or Wave 8 Wealth Management, for a reason. I was sick and tired of the industry. Now, I want to tell you, this is the God's honest truth, and you can call me and talk to me. I did it since 2018 on my own accounts because I was tired of the phony industry. Most advisors truly are not advisors. If you do your research, they're not advisors. They go with large firms that handle your money, and they don't even know you. They pool your investments with other people. We make customized portfolios and handhold you in your entire financial journey. I put a team together for this that is proven with me, and then now I'm offering it to you. 303-771-HELP is the number, 771-4357. You can also text me directly at my private line here, 747-999-5280. Set up a time for us to talk. No charge, no obligation. Wave 8, the number 8, capital.com.
Oh, the lady at the PUC is on top of this. She's going to investigate this right now.
I don't understand why this place said I had it. I'm kind of pissed. I'm not getting any text or anything. This is the first time I had a problem with them.
I could look at your neighbor's front doors, but I'm afraid of getting shot.
No, this is wrong. I got a problem. So, definitely not. I just don't get it. It says here.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Hi. I don't show anything. I don't have any proof that I did it.
Oh, God. In your account, it doesn't say.
No, I closed it.
Gotcha.
I just don't even
Joe,
understand what
hang on for me.
happened. So there's no one to call, nothing to do. It was like coming right down the street. I mean, and now I have nothing at all. Subway.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
Joe's on the phone. He wants to talk about the annuity and a couple other things that Jordan didn't mention, apparently.
Okay, good.
You're not going to have time here.
Well, let him hold, please. It's important to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. I sent it to the wrong address. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Oh, no, it's not at that address. It's down at the... God damn it. It's... Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are out of time on the show. We will come back with more right after this.
Regen Revolution has helped me...
God damn it. Now I'm getting drugs turned down.
Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free, never sounded
sentencing that has not been subject to an admissibility hearing in any New York court. Prosecutors concede there should be a hearing, but argue it's based on technology widely used in forensics. Heuermann pleads not guilty to killing 7 women dating back to the 1990s.
Prosecutors say the DNA profile obtained was before Heuermann was identified as a suspect. A farm in Indiana, home to the nation.
Mark, are you going to be able to take this if I'm not ready at 106 or not?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure what's going on because I hadn't heard from you. I got an issue I'm dealing with. I'm sorry.
Sponsors of Senate Bill 3 will enforce Colorado's high-capacity magazine prohibition. It prohibits the manufacture, distribution, transfer, sale, or purchase of firearms that accept detachable magazines. Rocky Mountain gun owners Ian Escalante spoke with Fox 31.
If this bill does make it to the governor's desk and it goes into law, RMG will be waiting before the ink is dry to file a lawsuit. We will have this struck down in court. There's absolutely no way we can allow this.
The Senate State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee passed the bill on a 3-2 vote, moving it to the full Senate for consideration. U.S. Northern Command is allowing the federal immigration authorities to use Buckley Space Force Base in Aurora as a temporary processing and detention area. Northern Command says the base will serve as a location
that's lovely.
Process and hold those who are currently in the U.S. without proper documentation. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Redfield America.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. It escaped and created Redfield America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Redfield America on the iHeartRadio app.
Did he just say his name was Marissa?
I don't care.
Rock, I totally agree. It just kind of strains the way she's doing this. You know, I don't understand it. So, okay, let me call her after the show, but we're tentatively scheduled to meet over at 1 o'clock on Saturday at the Albion address.
All right, I'm back here. Yeah, but I'm dealing with crap off the air. But hey, let me just change that picture here for those streaming. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, so let's talk about this, Mark. As far as a question for Jordan, we have somebody on the line who has a question. So go ahead. Let's find out what it's about. Become the banker, Sam. Go ahead.
Yeah, question. When it comes time to retire, are we stuck with this company on however rate they use to annuitize for our life, or can we do a tax-free exchange, do a different insurance company where we might get a better lifetime annuity?
Well,
in terms of how long does the surrender period go?
Hold on, that's all in the math. Let me explain, and maybe Jordan will chime in, or Joe Cano. Here's the deal. When you grow an annuity with these guys or with anyone, you will get the higher of whatever account has been indexed to your benefit, and that will be annuitized when you want to turn it into income. If you choose not to annuitize it, and you want to take that lump sum and go somewhere else, you could theoretically do that. They can't keep your money, but you can't turn it into income and do it. You have to do it before you turn it into income. But I'm going to let them chime in on this. I do not believe, and I might be wrong, I do not believe that could be mathematically advantageous to you, but maybe it could be. Maybe people have done it with them. I don't know, guys. Have people come to you with an existing annuity that you cashed out and put in another one? I mean, talk about, he has a good question. Who wants to take this?
I'll take it, Tom, real quickly. I'm out of town attending a financial seminar right now, but I'm on a break, and I wanted to cover that with you, and also some of the previous questions, if you have time, that you asked Jordan. But it would not be to a person's advantage to transfer an existing annuity that is already ready to pay an income stream and change it to a new one. Because, see, the annuity can have a cost of living increase on the income stream if the client wants it. So they don't have to be stuck with the same payment for the rest of their lives. They can get just like Deputy Duck. Your deputy has an annuity that he gets a percentage increase based on the cost of living index every single year, and he's tickled pink about it.
Right.
So there's a lot of potential. I think clients need to be educated about how the annuity really, truly works and how it compares to a risky, non-guaranteed investment in the stock market that has no guarantees.
Right. So,
does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. What other previous questions do you want to address?
Well, you were talking to Jordan about what the S&P has done over the last 3 or 4 years, okay? You see, the S&P is an index, right? And and you explained that quite well. Just like any financial advisor that sells mutual funds or stocks or bonds, they don't have a crystal ball as to what the S&P or any investment, I don't care who you are, if you're an investor, you have ask your financial planner, can you guarantee me that I never lose my money. What do you think they're going to say, Tom? As a fiduciary, what would you say to that?
Well,
can you guarantee people that they're not going to lose their money?
Of course not.
Okay. Well, the annuity, on the other hand, guarantees that people will not lose their principal or their gains. So we're talking about two different strategies. Somebody wants risk and they want to lose their money potentially, then they should go with a broker or a financial advisor that sells stocks and bonds.
Joe, listen, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. But there's also a time to manage your risk and to make smart investments as well. Certainly, I don't think a fixed index annuity is for everyone at every stage of their life.
You know, some people get it young, and they actually, even we have clients that buy annuities for their grandchildren.
Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so a lot of people buy things.
Yeah.
A lot of people buy things. But Joe, if you're asking me, do I believe annuities is for everyone at every stage in their life? My answer is hell no, it's not. Okay, you may think differently. That's fine. We can disagree. You're a good man. You have your reasons. But I am telling you that to suggest that one investment is good for everyone at every stage in their life, in my opinion, doesn't hold water.
I'm not saying that, Tom. I'm saying that the stock market is really not for everyone either.
That's exactly right. But
so it just depends. That's what the client wants.
One of the black marks in the stock market. And listen, I want to make this very clear. The reason I can talk to Joe like this is because I know Joe is a good man. I endorse him for a reason, and I know what he's done for people. I mean, I don't want you to mistake this as some kind of disagreement. We're discussing philosophies, but I know one of the big black marks in the stock market are all of these people who turn and churn people's accounts, or these brokerage houses, or these people that get these unsuspected investors and slam the hell out of them. And you're absolutely right. They have major gains and major losses. The problem is, to make up a loss takes twice as long as to get a gain. So they end up in the negative.
Right.
And I said this before, even though the S&P 500 you can look at it, the last 5 years, for God's sakes, their compounded returns are near 58%. But I don't know one person, not one, who's made 58% over the last 5 years, because no one takes advantage of solid investments. Everyone wants to get rich quick. They end up losing money. So you're right. I would say 98% of the time, these jerks in the stock market end up losing. And having a smart placed annuity, even for someone younger, could be wiser. But it's not wiser because of the product as much as it is wiser because of the other stupid decisions they make. That's the point I'm making.
And you're right, and it's also wiser to choose the right financial planner, one who's ethical, educated, and with experience, Tom.
Yes, of
course. In our firm, we got over 50 years of financial planning experience. So we represented the stock market before. I had all my licenses. I was a stockbroker.
I get it.
I couldn't bear the pain on people's eyes and faces when they came to retire and they didn't have the money that they were hoping to have. Yet an annuity is guaranteed not to lose the principal that you put in.
I get that.
Or the gains.
I get that.
And they're going to get a guaranteed income for life, Tom.
Right.
So we're talking about night and day.
But because, here's the problem. Because there are a lot of idiots out there who call themselves financial advisors, that, in my opinion, and again, I have a vested interest here. Everyone knows, Joe, that I started Wave 8 Wealth Management, and I'm not trying to compete with you at all, because I tell people, go call Joe. You need an annuity. I tell them, and I have no problem with that. But what I'm saying is this: to suggest an annuity is a product, a preferred product, because everyone, or most everyone, advising them in the stock market are idiots. does not make the stock market the idiot. It doesn't make the investor the idiot. It makes the financial advisor an idiot because they're charging for assets under management and they don't give a goddamn what happens to the returns. And that's the problem. They churn and move people, or they don't even know their investor. Joe and Jordan get to know everyone, and then they make suggestions based on their individual circumstances. We're both in agreement, Joe. I am simply saying that when you say you believe a fixed index annuity can benefit everyone, the reason is because there are a bunch of idiots out there advising those people. That's why.
Well, Tom, there's only one thing I want to say, and that is, if you really come face to face with a client and ask them one simple question, how much money can you afford to lose? What do you think that they will say?
Joe?
If they say, I can lose 100,000 or 200,000, hey, be my guest, go with the stock market.
Joe,
but if they cannot lose a single penny.
You're assuming every time someone goes with a stock market, they're taking major risks with major losses. And I am telling you that doesn't have to happen. Now, no one can guarantee a return ever, but you can guarantee that you're not going to be churning people. That those are the ones that get hurt. If someone truly went by themselves into an S&P 500 exchange-traded fund, an ETF, they would truly get the return that the S&P did. They would truly get it. I mean, it wouldn't be a joke. It would actually happen. But no one does it. That's the problem. No one does it. So to suggest that they should buy an annuity because everyone else is an idiot doesn't hold water, because I am saying that there is a time to have an annuity, but it's not every time. I'm sorry, okay? I don't think it's every time. I think it's much of the time, but not every time, because I have faith that there are people who can do investing the right way. That's all I'm saying.
Right, take a break when you can, buddy.
I think you're talking about the stock market in a way that you should be talking about the people who invest their money and lose them tons of money. Again, I want to make it very clear. Joe wouldn't be on the show if I didn't believe in fixed indexed annuities. And I think there's a time and place for it. I do truly believe that. We have more coming up.
So much to celebrate, but the fight has just begun. The fight to fix our nation, the fight for life. They go hand in hand, especially when we see how abortion took center stage in this historic election. That's why we can't stop talking about the Ministry of Preborn. Preborn has rescued over 300,000 babies. How? By loving mothers with an unplanned pregnancy and introducing them to their baby on an ultrasound. Once she sees her baby and hears the heartbeat, her baby's chance at life doubles. Preborn and their network of clinics are on standby for babies and mothers. Meet Deanna.
I'm at the doctor and they do a bedside sonogram. As I'm looking at the sonogram, the baby waves. And I looked and that man said, I said, did that thing just wave at me? 12 years ago, I prayed for this little boy.
Your tax-deductible donation of $28 sponsors one ultrasound. How many babies can you save? Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Beck. Preborn.com/Beck. Sponsored by Preborn.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
Sorry, that's my fault. That should have paused there.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline.
Okay.
Take advantage of new IRS tax...
You'll be after this one about 45 seconds.
Collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Gravina's has the greatest windows. Why? Not because they have one brand, but because they have 50 brands, 50 lines of windows, multiple models, and the right one for you. They also have siding, windows, and doors, and they have all kinds of makes and models and choices. That's the whole idea, choice. But there's something else very important, and that's called heritage. Gravina's, the original Gravina's, started in the 70s, taken over by Larry in the 80s, and now his son Nick helps him out. And you can go and see them at 950 West Evans. The original Gravina's. GravinaWindows.com. 303-472-8462. 303-472-8462. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney that we use as our expert. I hope you never have to talk to him, but you're going to be happy he's there if you do. If you ever have an accident or a friend of yours or a relative and you have questions, you can call John. One of the few attorneys takes your call personally and talks to you personally about a case, even if you never hire him. No obligation. Ask about it. He'll tell you what he thinks it's worth, where he would collect, how he would collect, what you should do next. 303-597-4500. He's the true deal. 303-597-4500. The website is www.callfuller.com. Brad O'Brien, another expert on this show. You see, we have experts on this show because we believe in what they do and they have knowledge. So, Brad O'Brien is a real estate attorney that you need to use if you're a landlord, because right now the landscape is very difficult. Even if you do nothing but a simple consultation or have them draw up your contracts so you can get out of these forever leases and you'll have grounds to evict if you ever have to. O'Brien Legal Services can help you with buying or selling real estate and all of the legal documents. OLSlaw.com. That stands for O'Brien Legal Services. OLSlaw.com. 720-370-7388.
Hi, it's Dave.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints and make your life just a little easier. So let's talk about some of the things in the news that we should be talking about, some stuff going on. And here's the thing. A lot of people say that they don't see inflation coming down anytime soon, and this is going to be one of the biggest challenges of the presidency. Again, they're not political. They just don't think. Now, I don't know what's happening, but that is the bottom line with concerns. I have hope. Who knows? I think so far it's too soon to tell. Now, this is really important. Dan Caplis loves talking about legalization of marijuana and how it's destroying our nation and our state. And he's right. I mean, I don't know if it's destroying, but I will tell you this. There has the largest ever study done on cannabis and brain function. By the way, done right here, part of it right here in Colorado by UC Health. And it was published in JAMA, the Journal of American Medicine or something like that. Now listen to this. They found that regular use of cannabis products of any kind, the largest study of its kind ever, using more than 1,000 adults ages 22 to 36 years old, using brain imagery, it found that 63% of these people had impaired memory and impaired cognitive ability. And then it says, and also 68% of them had other problems with their brain. Now, I'm not telling you don't smoke dope. I'm not here moralizing. I'm just telling you this is a major study. By the way, UC at Anschutz, the medical campus did this. They were part of it. UC Health. And they did a long, long study. Think about that, 1,000 young adults, 1,000. Brain imaging, chemistry, blood, everything. Questionnaires. And if you want to get into it, you can look it up online. In fact, you can go to news.cuanschutz.edu, look it up. So basically, they're saying that it does have an effect on our brain function. You know, once years ago, I remember I might have been in my 50s, late 50s, maybe early 60s. I challenged pot smokers of any age, the younger the better, to a game against me. Now, they didn't even have to be high at the time. They could if they wanted to be. But to come into the studio and to have a game, several games of reactions to me. Do you know what reactionary games are? Like hot hands, press the buzzers, when you see a color, all kinds of stuff. Reaction games. That's all, just reaction. And it takes a cognitive ability, and then it takes a motor skill, memory and motor, well, not memory, but motor skill. What do they call it? Eye-hand coordination, right? Okay. So I had some young whippersnappers. Mark, do you remember this at all? I had some.
I don't remember that.
Okay. We had some we had another one that was funny. Well, so we had some young whippersnappers come in, and I beat the hell out of them every single time. The kids in their 20s thought, oh, man, this old guy. Bam, 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 bam. They couldn't even come close to me. Now, I won't even talk about thumb wrestling because that's not hand-eye coordination. That's just I'm an expert. But in any case, we did hot hands and we did other kinds of buzzer games and computer stuff. And they couldn't come close. Now, was it because of pot? They all identified themselves as heavy pot smokers. So, I don't know. It was a fun thing we did. Then we did another one time because I was so sick and tired of people saying, you go to a doctor, certain doctors, and I don't want to make fun of people because, again, I don't like making fun of people's beliefs and philosophies. But have you heard of where they have vitamins in a vial and you hold it in your hand and they do the muscle testing? So they push down on your arms. Now, obviously, oh, God. To me, it's like the Ouija board. You can make that Ouija board go anywhere you want with a bunch of friends, and it seems like it's vibrating on its own. Here's the bottom line. The same with a pendulum on a string, whether it goes back and forth or in a circle. You are doing that psychologically on your own. You don't think you are, but you are. Well, I believe the same thing with these. You hold the vitamin in your hand, and they do a muscle test, and the one that's supposed to be good for you, you'll be strong, and the one that's bad for you, you don't need, or the one that's bad for you, you'll be weak, and then the one that you don't need probably won't do much. So I one time challenged somebody to this check. I said, I want you to do it in the studio. I want you to do it with people in the studio, and I want you to see if you can do it consistently with the same people in the same studio, including yourself. Only one thing I don't want you to know. I want to be the only one who knows what's in the vials. Because when do they call that applied kinesiology or whatever they call this? I don't know what they call it, muscle testing. So whenever they would take something that was bad, like tobacco, in a little tin screw-on, those little film vials or whatever, I don't know, I call them film. They're supposed to be a little, something that holds the substance. So it's either vitamin C, B, E, it could be cannabis, it could be tobacco, it could be anything. It could be mercury, it could be, and then you hold it and you do a certain muscle test. It is my belief that the practitioner doing this test psychologically will press harder or softer depending on what the substance is. So if there's tobacco in a vial, they know tobacco is bad for you, so they're going to press a little harder and you're going to be weaker. Now, they say, oh, that doesn't happen. And I said, okay, then prove it. I will get vials filled with stuff and I'll only know what's in them. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. No. And I said, well, what do you mean? If you take 6 vials or 10 vials and muscle test someone, you're telling me it's the substance in the vial that makes them stronger or weaker. It's not your knowledge of those. And he says, well, there's a spiritual connection as well. And I said, yeah, right, horse crap. So here's my challenge. Anybody who believes they can muscle test someone for a substance, you're welcome to come to my studio. And I swear to God, I'll give you the biggest praise and cheers in the world if you can do it. But you can't know what's in the vials. Because objectively, if someone truly is weakened by a substance, they would be weakened by a substance, whether you know what it is or not. And if they're strengthened by a substance, they would be strengthened whether you know what it is or not. So anyone who does this, you're free to come into my home or to my studio, and I want to see it. We'll take subjects and substances and see what happens. No one can do it. Sorry, it won't happen. So 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Tom, going back to that caller at the casino, if they kicked him out of the casino, it doesn't mean, even though they can legally do it, that it's good business. And I know winning could result in me being trespassed from there. Whatever they're trying to say. That comes from an earlier caller. If you are too good at what you do at a casino, they don't have to have a reason to kick you out. They often do make up a reason. You're a, what do they call it, advanced player?
Advantage player.
Advantage player, meaning you're counting cards or you're looking for things, telltale signs, you look at the edges of cards, you can read them, you can memorize them, whatever. They say that's not gambling. So in that regard, you can be kicked out of a casino for any reason at any time. And this texter says that might be legal, but it's stupid. Now, it says here.
Take a break when you can.
What's that?
Take a break when you can.
Oh, yeah, I'll take the break right now then. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up. We have Joe and Jordan Chiano, mymoneymyway.com. They're going to have an event coming up soon to talk about retirement options, and we'll talk about that and more right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
A couple slowdowns over on the east end of town. Pena Boulevard, both north and southbound, seeing some stop-and-go traffic for folks heading to and from the DIA area. Pena Boulevard, slow traffic between Tower Road and 56th. Pena northbound slow between I-70 and 56. Just east of there, a crash, 56th Avenue eastbound at Tower Road in the intersection. We are seeing just some brief delays all directions, 56th and Tower Road. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
Okay. K&H Home Solutions. I love these people because they're the heritage that everyone wants in a company, 65 years strong. Plus, they have each owner taking over for the previous one. I've known them all. The original owner, Ted, and now Lee Diamond and his son, and they do a great job with window siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for. They have the Alpine window made right here in Colorado for Colorado. It's a great option. They also have other windows and siding, and they do it at a great price. Also, energy efficiency and beauty. It's all working together for good. K&H Home Solutions. KHWindows.com. 303-421-7100. That's KHWindows.com. 303-471 4700. And you know what? I mean, 7100, 421-7100. KHWindows.com. You know, what I'm pissed about is that the scripts.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
You know what you will never hear when using Frank Duran, the real estate man? No gimmicks, no fluff, and no plan words. Your best interest is what's important to me. That's Frank, and he guarantees results. I back you up with a true written performance guarantee. Backed by a team of experts, but he oversees every deal. I'm with you every step of the way. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. With RE/MAX Alliance. Don't trust your biggest financial investment with just anyone.
Seeking a career with meaning? Deliver AI that impact our nation's intelligence. Support digital transformation at critical government agencies. Work on the missions that matter. GDIT.
Is Mackenzie going to be able to come on or not?
I'll double check with her when she
was
comes
supposed
back.
to find out for me. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show. Please hold a moment.
See, nothing is showing here. Nothing is showing here as being turned down. Not one thing. Express Scripts ships it, but they're not shipping shit. They're saying they're just saying we turned it down. They didn't say why. They just said we turned it down. Well, whatever. I don't know. It could be 1. It could be 10. They said we're regret to inform you we cannot fulfill your prescriptions. Period. Or your recent order. That's what it said. Your recent order. Well, I didn't make the order. The doctors do. So it's fine. Which ones are they? They don't tell me.
Kelly. How are you? I'm good, thanks. All right, so
I just can't believe these motherfuckers don't tell me. And there's no place to contact him. Not one place to contact him.
He has a mom that lives in
call
Mexico.
customer service. Okay.
And she's got some property there, and just wondering about estates for that.
I'm going to call him.
Okay, hold on.
2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Dan McKenzie, attorney at law. McKenzie Law, he does estate planning. I love picking his brain about things. I'm going to go back to this call we had, even if we can't get the caller on. But if we can, that's even better. So, Kachina, are you attempting to get the caller on? I can start summarizing the problem.
Yes, we have Dan McKenzie on, and also Daryl.
Thank you very much.
Who was the caller.
Hey.
Yes.
Daryl, allow me to summarize this. Hey, Dan? Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, hi. Listen.
Yeah.
So we have a woman who lives in Mexico. Hey, Daryl, is she an American citizen or a Mexican citizen?
She has dual citizenship.
Dual citizenship. And she lives in Mexico, and she has a house that's paid for, $500,000 about. And she has about $2 million in bank accounts, mostly in the U.S., and a couple in Mexico and a couple in Costa Rica. That's her situation. Couple million in bank accounts, spread across 3 countries, and a house in Mexico worth about $500 paid off. She's got 4 heirs that she plans on distributing 25% each. I want to know the easiest way to do this. Dan, what I said was maybe, and again, I'm just taking an amateuristic stab at this, maybe they form an LLC, first of all, among the 4, saying that they would agree to split everything 25% that's sent to the LLC. And then maybe she does a form of a beneficiary's deed for the Mexican home and payable on death certificates for the bank accounts. But I don't even know if that's possible across country lines. So can you weigh in on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever is done with the property in Mexico or wherever else other items are, is going to have to be done according to their laws. Even within the United States, Colorado court can't direct where like Kansas property goes, so you have to do something to put them in some sort of entity. So the LLC idea is an interesting one. I take it that the 4 do get along with each other, on the same page about all this.
Yeah, he says they probably will. Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I know, obviously Mexico has its own rules that I think that I've heard that they require some sort of like pre-registration of how you would want property distributed if you passed away, like when you own real estate there, but that is really secondhand, and that knowledge is a little bit out of date. So I don't really know if that's true or not.
Let me ask you something though. Would you need an attorney? Like, let's say bank accounts in Costa Rica. I mean, we don't even know what they would need, right?
Right. Yeah, it'd be good if she, I mean, certainly for banks, it seems like it should be possible to talk to somebody and get an explanation of what they would need. Real estate is a little bit trickier. So, I really would urge her to consult with an attorney in Mexico who's familiar with their laws. But I think you might be on the right track. That it's not a bad idea. But when you've got stuff spread out all over the place, to kind of centralize them into one spot. I don't know if Mexico has an LLC or if that would be done here or not. It seems like she lives there. She's got property there. It seems like the planning should originate there.
Yeah. So they should get an attorney there then.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend that.
And can that attorney then reach into the United States for payable on death certificates or what?
Yes. I mean, that is also going to depend on, like, with a payable on death, the institution that, has that, they probably have some sort of agreement that you're signing by directing those items to wherever you're directing it to. You just want to make sure
Hey,
that they are.
I have an idea.
They don't have any special procedures.
Daryl?
Yes, sir.
What about, how old is she now?
83.
Is she in good health?
84.
Is she in good health?
She seems to be in good health. Yep.
Yeah. She might, and Dan, this might be a silly idea, but maybe she might want to consolidate her bank accounts all into the U.S. maybe. That would allow a payable on death certificate paid out on her death, even though she's an American citizen. I mean, then you don't have to worry about the Costa Rica thing and the Mexican thing. All you'd have to contend with is the house. I don't know. I mean,
couldn't all the tax wait. Couldn't all the tax ramifications be completely different where they inherit this money?
Yes, I guess they could be, Mark.
Yeah.
I guess they could be.
Yeah.
But we know, Mark, that the United States has the most beneficial laws. There is no tax on $2 million. So let's say she consolidates all her accounts into a couple U.S. accounts. What can do better than zero taxes? So,
well, I don't know because I don't know the laws in other countries.
Right,
but I know there's.
But what I'm saying, Mark, even if they're the same, no one's going to do better than zero taxes. The government's not going to do anything better than zero taxes.
No. What I'm saying in Mexico, I don't know the answer to this. In Mexico, if I leave my kid a $500,000 house, is that it? They owe no taxes?
I don't know about the house. I was talking about doing the bank accounts in the U.S. with payable on death certificates. They're out of the way now. Now you worry about the house. I don't know, Dan. I mean, why would they have to keep them in Mexico and Costa Rica and gum up the works? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if she's in good health and she can consolidate things, I don't know what maybe there's some reason that she's got the money in the Costa Rica accounts, but consolidation is always helpful.
And then another thing, do you know there's joint ownership with right of survivorship that they could do a deed right now in Mexico with the LLC, and the LLC would automatically inherit it. They recognize this as joint ownership, right of survivorship in Mexico. And
interesting.
Yep. And then they said also, they recognize normal wills as well, that a simple will drafted leaving the house to American citizens would be honored.
Yeah, it's interesting because here you can't jointly hold something with an entity because joint ownership.
Oh, I didn't. No. That was me. They just said joint ownership with right of survivorship. In some cases, property can be held jointly with the ownership of two parties. Now I just threw that in the LLC, sir. I did not read that.
Okay.
It could be that it has to be an individual. So, what would your first step be for them? If they came to see you or called you, what would the first step be?
I mean, honestly, I would, when I have out of country assets that I'm dealing with, I often do try and find someone in that country. The United States has treaties with a bunch of different countries on how they're going to handle transfers and what's possible with regard to estate plan documents, and I don't really know. I'd have to think through this one a little bit because it sounds like there's a few different countries involved actually. So,
but Daryl, I don't think you'd ever have a problem unless there's a reason she is in Costa Rica or something. But I think the first step is to simplify things and get as much into the U.S. in cash as possible in a bank account, because payable on death certificates are honored by everyone. I mean,
it's that whole Costa Rica thing that makes you start thinking.
Yeah, like why? In other words, Daryl, do you know why she had money there?
The accounts in Costa Rica are CDs. They've got another 2 years to mature, and then my wife, who is her daughter, is a beneficiary on those accounts.
Well, okay, then that's not going to go to the estate if it keeps that way. or you wait for 2 years and transfer it out to the United States. Look at, again, you're going to have to see an attorney. I would start with Dan McKenzie, 833-CO Plans, 833-CO Plans, or CO Plans. .co. We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
A couple slowdowns over on the east end of town. Pena Boulevard, both north and southbound, seeing some stop-and-go traffic for folks heading to and from the DIA area. Pena Boulevard, slow traffic between Tower Road and 56th. Pena northbound slow between I-70 and 56. Just east of there, a crash, 56th Avenue eastbound at Tower Road in the intersection. We are seeing just some brief delays all directions, 56th and Tower Road. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of the woman behind Wyatt Earp, Josephine Earp. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
All right. Vestera Turnkey is a real estate investment strategy where Barry Miller and his team help you buy a home in a promising market for rising equity and rising appraisals. And, and then not only do you get that value, you also get positive cash flow on rent, and they even have a management company they hook you up with. To find out more, I want you to go to mybiggestreturn.com. He takes care of everything. Now, it's the being a landlord. You own each and every property you invest in. It's not a pooled investment. It's not a security. That's mybiggestreturn.com, Vestera Turnkey. And I urge you to call them, 303-888-3788. Hey, The Art of Granite. Call them now. Get a price on the phone for your granite countertops or any kind of countertops, natural stone or man-made. They'll do it all. Wholesale on all countertop materials. Unless you get it from their remnant yard, you can get it free. All you pay for is fabrication, installation. Tear out and haul away is always free. And they love giving prices on the phone because Mitch Fleury and his team have the greatest value and the greatest deals. 303-386-5919. We love these guys. 386-5919. Theartofgranite.com.
Dude. Yep. 1 whole minute.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
1 whole minute. You better believe that's going to be a CBA-worthy minute right there.
Yes, honey. Oh, thank you, honey. So good. I love you. I forgot I have food upstairs. Are you going to eat? Good. I forgot.
So now I understand what he was talking about. He sent his...
Oh, well.
So he's a little cranky.
No.
But yes.
Well, that's what he gets for not ordering a pizza like usual.
Doing that DoorDash lately, and
Tom's
it's
at
like...
home, Mark's at home, and one deputy. So.
Who's now gone?
Oh. No, it's an empty house at DoorDash. Yeah. Yeah, I'm following along.
You cool if I go walk?
He's going to be heartbroken.
You cool if I go walk? Got a couple phone calls. Just wondering. It's just, I have to take advantage because it's going to snow tomorrow.
Is it?
Supposedly.
My handy-dandy iPhone app tells me no, it's not supposed to snow tomorrow.
Well, Kylie first is going to have some words with you.
10% chance it's 6 o'clock. That's what I take from that.
So I'm going to actually start that. I tested positive for GA.
Nice. You're old.
So my doctor's like, yep.
Hey, then you can take care of those spots instead of the national team. You get paid for them, too. Hey, look at that.
What, you want me to be a spokesperson?
Sure, why not? If you've got to take the medication anyway.
I
why
know.
not get paid to take the medication?
It's a fucking injection.
Ouch. In your eyeball?
No.
Oh.
No.
Don't blink. Snap.
No. I don't know what they're going to put me on, actually. I have to go back in a couple weeks. Yeah, it's a fucking injection. I don't know. So over eye shit.
You're so over doctors.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president.
All right, Donald John Trump.
Inauguration Day, the first 100 days.
The most sweeping action
and beyond.
In history.
On Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. So, Joe Cano, the event coming up is going to be in February sometime. Is Joe Cano on? Joe? I'll just give the number out.
There you go.
Are you there, Joe?
Oh.
Try Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah, so it's going to be in a couple weeks. It's going to be the second or third week of February. And if you go to mymoneymyway.com, and I'll let you give the number out as well, you can sign up, register, completely complimentary. Great video, great feedback.
Yeah, so sign up now. It's going to be in the first couple of weeks of February. mymoneymyway.com, 303-779-6600. 303-779-6600. And remember, save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom.
All right, you guys are clear. See ya.
See ya,
Tom
man.
Martino.